Gonna find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. Going up against, they're now all tied up 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jez. You can now see Jez pushing up towards the B flag. Rocks that 35 round. We have Vague pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo. Sure enough, it's that push from the backside. Finds Jez.
Licença, Tocinha! Botão no cofrinho do Ibis! Pra cima do Delzinho! Double do craque! Vai clique aí, meu chat! Você tá no YouTube, faz o clipe da jogada!
Um som, morto.
Vou cravar esquerda, vou cravar cima, crava esquerda, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem ar. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que botar essa
Pode ver agora, calma,
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god, we've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most another one, just an absolute demon. Moving Winkless in with the side of Nova. Dave, you're going to go in and down.
People see. There is one A now.
Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
Out. Oh my. Chris, he's all one more. Where you at, homie? I know you're in a typical sniper area, but right now you're getting sniped with an 80 with close. Lucky, get headshot. Costco, you the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
X7 was left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make this.
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem, Misa coming through. What's that? Is that the Kilo? Whoa! Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus Kilo. Ooh, Kells. Finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kind of nuts with the Kilo, bro.
Yo, how are you?
I have been. Down herself on that Sparrow shot, but the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, brick stuff! Well, it was looking good for a minute there, Verdict, at the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another week of Mobile Mayhem. I am currently experiencing a camera issue. I'm just going to try to restart it, and hopefully that will fix it. But we are going to be joined by the absolutely amazing, beautiful, handsome Verdict, one of the greatest casters in the COD mobile scene. And, you know, we've got some great matches for you guys tonight. It might even be a little bit longer of a night than we had perhaps anticipated. Verdict, I believe we're going to be having 5 matches tonight. Is that correct?
Oh boy, yeah. Grab your snacks now. Grab your beverages. Grab plenty of water. You guys know you're going to need it because we're here for a long night. It's going to be 5 epic matchups, and at least 3 of these are going to be top 6 implicating, right? And you know, at least 2 of these are going to be also 1 and 2 seed implicated. Well, not 1 seed, 2 seed. Sorry, but you know that's huge, right? Because you're talking about the playoffs that are right around the corner. You want to be in that 1-2 seed, you certainly are going to be fighting for your rights today. And also, if you're not in the top 6, it's now or never.
Yep, and looking at our schedule for today, I think we have a very important match, but not as much in like the who's going to make it to the playoff side of the standings. But we certainly have an important one between Tribe Gaming and the Goofy Goobers, because the Goofy Goobers are one of those teams that is fighting for that number 2 spot. They currently only sit 5 points ahead of Zygnus, who do have an easier matchup today. Goofy Goobers are going to be going against Tribe. Zygnus face off against the Vandals. So going to be important for the Goofy Goobers on that front. And then as you mentioned, we have so many teams just fighting to keep their place in the top 6. I mean, DST, they're pretty much locked in, okay? They've got themselves 95 points up from last week. So number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8 are all fighting for that 5th and 6th place spot. And one of the most decisive matches in that lineup is going to be the Xplicit versus NYSL Mayhem matchup. And quite possibly the Eleventy versus DST matchup is a big one for Team Eleventy.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. Now we're, locked in with a few of these teams. Still a toss-ups in limbo right now, and today's the deciding factor who's going to be moving forward and who's not. As the top 6, it's been a scrappy one so far. We are capping the final day of the season with some of the most epic matchups. I gotta say, I mean, if you had to pick day, I know you're taking a look at the schedule. I know we were talking about the Tribe and Goofy Goobers one. That's gonna be epic. But do you weigh it against an Xplicit Mayhem matchup and say, hey, this one probably is a little bit more realistic, or would you even roll with DST and Eleventy, as you mentioned just a moment ago?
I would flat out look at the Goofy Goobers matchup and say they're locked into playoffs. They're obviously fighting for that number 2 spot, but ultimately, I don't think that's as important as making it to playoffs day in the first place, right? It's got its own degree of importance. And for that matchup specifically, which is going to be our first of the night, I think Tribe Gaming have been a little bit more consistent than Goofy Goobers. Obviously, that's reflected in the standings. And I do certainly think that both the Eleventy matchup and the Eleventy DST matchup and the Xplicit Mayhem matchup are probably equally important, because Xplicit's fighting to keep their spot in the top 5. They're facing off against one of the other opponents that's keeping to look to keep their spot. Then you've also got Upper Echelon and Eleventy that are right behind them. So if either of those teams loses, they're in a very dangerous spot, as their opponents could overtake them. And I think the only way we can really get into it is to, get through this first match. I think this one is going to be one of the better matches, just on the fact that the talent is very similar and it's at the top end of the spectrum, right? So I certainly think Goofy Goobers have opportunities that they could take down Tribe here. Again, I'm leaning with Tribe just because they've been more consistent. But why don't you go ahead and run us through this best of 3 here, Verdict?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You talk about being more consistent. Well, I don't think there's anything more inconsistent than not seeing your IGL in the mix. I know Bolu is getting well. He's one of those players that we've looked at for several seasons as being one of the best and a 2-time back-to-back champion in stages beyond Mobile Mayhem. So you're talking about consistency. I think Tribe have their work cut out for them. And it starts off with a Hardpoint raid. We move on to a Search and Destroy on raid as well, double dose of VIT. And if it does go the distance, which I'm anticipating, because this one's one of those highly built up matches, I don't expect to see this one go down in 2. And if it does go to that game 3 again, it's going to be that Dom Takeoff now, as we're going to go ahead and fire it up with a little bit of Hardpoint raid. If you had to pick an advantage, I know you clearly just went with Tribe, but based off of not seeing Bolo in the mix, does that not have any kind of any kind of weight to the matchup itself right here?
I certainly think it carries its own weight and impact in the game, but, well, you can see it there. We are actually going to bounce out of the lobby, as we have one of our players possibly facing a connection issue. So hopefully it'll only take us a moment to resolve that. But yeah, I think the consistency has been in the favor of Tribe. I will say, obviously, that not having Bolu there could be a factor, but the rest of the lineup is super, super solid. You look at Vague, Tech. Tech and Jazz, I mean, are like 2 of the best players in all of COD Mobile, in my opinion, right? Marshy, he's a player that absolutely excels in submachine gun meta, and, well, hello, Mac 10 is a thing. Vague, solid all-around player, self-proclaimed best player in the world. Obviously, we'd give him...
He's a warrior, bro.
We'd give him maybe a top 5 spot, right, for best players?
A nomination. I don't know about a spot.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And Slothy is an interesting one, right? Because Slothy historically has not really performed well with this Tribe lineup, but he's performed well against this Tribe lineup, if that makes sense. Obviously, you and I get to talk with Tech a bit, and he's like, bro, Slothy's so good. Why can't we have this perfect sub? And, sometimes things look good on paper, they just don't work. Maybe he's just, had a couple rough weeks. So we could still see him bounce in and be one of those top players here today. They're going up against an incredible team, right? You look at the likes of Band and Envy. They are stage 5 winners as well, right? You've got Blur, Solo, and Washi to round out the roster. So that's certainly a factor in its own right here today. And this one could realistically go either way, especially if Slothy does underperform like he has in the past. Again, we know he's a great player. We know what he can bring to the table. We just haven't seen it as much as we would like to.
I think you're absolutely right. I think Slothy and his on, you could put him in a category for a top 10 nomination at any stage, any level any region, right? He is one of those players that is dynamic when sparked. The thing about it is, on this roster, it's like rubbing elbows with the greats, the goatest, the best players in all of COD Mobile and NA and the Latin alike. You've got Jez, who we've been talking about for, oh God, I don't know how long. We've been talking about Jez being just so damn dominant. And then Tech again, I mean, he's getting up there, but bro has not dropped any pace. Like, he is super alert, super skilled with the gunny. Is certainly one of those 200 IQ players. I was in his stream the other day, and bro was like, I literally scored, I think he said a 27 or 28 or 20. I can't remember what he said on his ACT the first time. And he was like, yeah, I think I was good for that. I was like, bro, that is impressive. Like, tell me you're smart without telling me you're smart. He hit me with that knowledge. But then you just mentioned it there too. You got a stage 5 MVP in Ban on the flip side of the board. And with him being back into this lineup, I know he didn't never leave, but he was certainly out of commission for a few weeks. Him being back in this lobby, in this roster, is something special. They're looking to build greatness, and it's going to start here against Drive tonight.
All right, guys. Well, we're getting ready for our first match of the night. It's going to be a long one, guys. I do think there's a possibility we still end in a reasonable time, just depending on how the matches go. But, you know, this is one for sure that I'm expecting and hoping to see a Game 3 out of. A couple big kills come through early on for the side of Tribe. And my keybinds are not working. Hopefully it's just needed a restart too, like my camera was.
All right, well, as soon as he gets that done, Marshy putting his name in the ring. I want to be top 3, bro. He's got 3 on board, got a 3 combo, got top ring control, top laundry is where he resides. Look at Washi, gonna be able to get the team shots with Solo, but Solo gonna be able to get taken down himself. Washi's gonna be able to stay alive. The contest is gonna come through. It is gonna be the break there for the GG. Right now, it's about 20 seconds left on the point, and you go to see Tribe. They're still focused on all. They're looking to hold off the rotations as laundry control is currently in their possession, but it's, oh my, just Tribe all in the feed. They're going to get the break here, and they're going to get the remainder of that scrap time, and you can see play number 4, Jez, already making that rotation over for that top tree control, top tree head glitch control, I would say.
Well, he was looking for it, but Envy does make a rotation, puts his first kill on the board, so not a great start for Envy, but one that could ultimately affect this P2 in a big, big way. You can now see we've got 3 players from Tribe pushing up mid. We've also got Tectonic rotating through the back. He picks up a double for himself, maybe grabs some spawns, not for his whole team, but you can see Slothy does get the spawn in on jungle side. Well, Tectonic does get collapsed on by 4. And this is going to be a big opportunity for the Goofy Goobers to get some points on the hill.
I gotta give credit to Tribe. As much as they have been AFK out at this point, they have done a great job of contesting, not necessarily racking up the points itself, but denying the points over to the Goof Troop. Now, as you can see, they are going to get the break. It looks like it's going to stick. 23 seconds on the clock to play. Bang going to go ahead and spawn in. He gets spawned out now as he's going to be rotating over to New. And oh, no, he's not. Take a look at it. Oh, that's Solo. Sorry. He's courtside. Good night. The spawns are just ridiculous right now, and fighting through that and getting yourself on the point is practically impossible now. You can see the rotation over the garage. This is the biggest money hill on this map. Looking to see who's going to get the most value out of it.
Washi does come through the big kill onto Marshy there, and he does have control of the left side of the map, and you know that can certainly be a big factor, especially if you look at the positioning on the map. All of Tribe were left side. All of them were driveway or mid. Nobody pushed AC, and that did give an opportunity for the Goof Troop to have a good opportunity. But now, as the spawns come through, we've got AC side control for the side of Tribe. A couple players try to make the break. Ultimately, it's Tribe getting in on the hill, cleaning out their enemies, and they're going to be looking to extend their lead. Currently, top frag is Marshy with 11. We've got Slothy actually having a great start to this game. He's got 10 kills, second in the game right now. And then Band follows it up with 10. Actually, Tech just got 2 for putting up 10 on the board himself. So, bunch of kills coming through, and it's a little bit more in favor of Tribe right now.
It is in favor of Tribe now. Here comes the score streaks, the Predator missile. Vague looking for somebody. It's Envy. He's on the backside. He's taken down. P4 rotation is going to come through, and you can see the spawns right here. It's one player as Envy does spawn right in front. Now they're going to make that long transition. Big kills coming through. And Tribe, they're setting up for a rally here for a P4 start.
Death Machine gets yoinked out by Washi. He immediately gets dropped by Marshy. So that's going to be one operator down. We've got the cluster strike coming through for Tribe. That's going to be big area denial, but it doesn't seem to matter. It is mostly the Goofy Goobers winning their gunfights on this basketball rotation. We've got a Purifier out for Slothy, making a break in once again for the side of Tribe. And Goofy Goobers, they just cannot catch a break right now, even after some really good plays.
Oh, their hard work's not going to go unnoticed, is it? Yeah, it is. It looks like courtside's going to be a lockdown. The high tops are strapped up. They're ready to pump it up for a P5 rotation themselves. Blur looking for a last-second contest. He's going to get shut down. Top side, Ban, you shall not pass. It is all Jazz on the objective, as well as 2 other players down. As you can see, they get taken down. They're going to be looking for the P5 rotation with 10 seconds left. There's plenty of time to scrap for it. Envy knows that he's wanting to get at least a kill out of this. As he got a TAC 5 popping, ready to pop, rather, into this P5 rotation. He's going to get shut down. And, man, this P5 needs to be massive for the Groove Troop because they started off. This game was super competitive. But look at the scoreline now, Dave. We're about 100 points ahead. And it's all Tribe all the time.
I think now is probably the best time we're going to get for a Goofy Goobers listen-in. Because they need to make a play here on this hill. Otherwise, it is very likely just going to go over to the side of Tribe. We'll try to get a listen-in with Tribe as well. But this match might not be as close as we anticipated.
Hardpoint lost the lead.
Kitchen.
I killed
One
one
kitchen.
kitchen.
Nice, nice.
Yo, watch pillars,
Careful
watch
elsewhere.
pillars.
Careful elsewhere.
I got 2 missteps. I got 2 missteps.
Heads up. Enemies lightning striking.
One zig, dead.
I
Hey,
got-
two
I
ring,
got
two
like-
ring, two ring, two ring.
He got me with the nade. He got me with the nade.
Get the point, get the point, get the point.
One zigzag.
Zigzag.
One pillars.
I'm in kitchen.
I got naded. Naded from pool.
One more
No,
zig
two,
on
two,
red, zig on red, zig on
Pool,
red.
pool,
One
point,
top
point.
laundry.
I'm laundry right now. I'm going laundry. Secret. Secret.
Bar red out.
Modern,
Low.
modern. They're coming mysterious. I should have saw it close. I did.
There's two missteps.
Yo, watch pillars, watch pillars.
Zig bar red.
Holy laundry.
That's laundry. Clear left and laundry.
He's pushing
Yeah,
you.
laundry.
Driveway, two red, two red, two red, two red.
Nice.
Two red, guys.
Help
Watch laundry as well.
Help laundry.
Laundry steps. One side dead.
I'm watching up red, man. Nice, Ben, push out. I got it.
Top laundry. Secret. Black van.
Palm trees. Yo, I cannot hit him. He's
Punch.
All right, definitely a lot of energy in those comms, and what I will say about the P5 rotation is they may not have got themselves a ton of score, but they denied a lot over from the side of Tribe, so they didn't get too far behind, and they were able to rotate over and actually so far have a solid P1, so they're making the comeback look possible. Verdict, that was a big break. Solo fried on this P1, took out 3 on Laundry.
No, you're absolutely right. You got to think back on Tuesday when we were looking at this team play Eleventy. I know this is an Eleventy team that they played against or are playing against now, but this is a team that they can beat. They have done in recent history now. You take a look at it. A little slow to start, a little sure to finish those. Now they've got a big gap that was covered, almost 100 points. Now it's cut down to 50. They need a big P2 here. They need a break early now. There's 1 player left on the objective here for Tribe. And Goofy Goobers, they are battling for a comeback. They might be able to get it here.
Hardpoint contested.
All right, I think we'll hold off on the Tribe listening for now. Let's try to jump in there around the P3, you know, try to get those comms for that money hill, as you mentioned earlier. Because, honestly, this game was starting to look like a landslide early on, and the Goofy Goobers bring themselves right back into it. What was a 100-point difference has dropped quite a bit. They brought it down to about 50, and it is extending a little bit as Tribe do have control of the kitchen, but you can see we've already got Solo and we've already got Washi making rotations over. Blur was looking to hold down Red, but he gets taken out by Vague. But this is a big opportunity. We're realistically only a hill and some change away for the Goofy Goobers right now.
It is, but this is an early transition we saw fall flat on its face earlier. Blur gets a godsend on the spawns right here. Is going to be able to get Slothy? Absolutely not. Slothy with the movement puts him on ice. Players still playing the advantage now as 4 players up. Why are they pushed all the way up so far up? They're giving away AC, and you can see the focus now for Blur. He's looking to double back. He catches 1. He catches 2. That is going to be enough for the hold and Tribe. They're going to be left on the outside looking in. And a big P3 turnaround could definitely play in the advantage of this Goofy Goober team.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that listening and see what Tribe are doing to help close this game out.
Lambo. Play left and Lambo.
Just contest this. Just contest this.
Push Lambo. There's 3 of them. Yeah, push Lambo. He killed him.
Lambos.
Go new.
Main one shot, main one
Fuck
shot.
off, fuck off,
What?
fuck off. Go new. Just fuck off. Let
They're
him
going
go.
Zig.
460, bro.
Yeah, let me play hill. Let me play because I'm gonna get my spear. I'm gonna get my spear if I play hill. So you guys hold top. I'm gonna hold it. You just hold top because I'm gonna hold it.
Stop. Going pull. And mid steps. They're already going kitchen.
One more kitchen. I killed one.
Pull.
He's pushing money.
They're at your top side.
Top.
Yeah, attack 5.
I got attack.
Pure fire.
One shot. I got him.
Ice one
Yo,
top.
pull. There's 2 pull. 2 pull.
Nope.
I'm smoking it.
I spawn top.
One kill for
I
you
got
guys.
two in money.
Copy one shot. Two.
Two. Help him on point. He needs help.
Hold top.
I need
Hold
help.
our
Check it
top.
down.
Hold my top.
We're
We're good. Hold our top. One more.
Three
There's
rocks.
One more.
Coming.
Yo, sniper.
Copy one shot.
Sniper.
Nice.
Nice.
Top dead.
One point.
There's two.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. The sun, wait.
Rocks.
Two more. Annihilator. They have Annihilator.
Another, enemies one shot. Copy.
They're spawning out top.
Top, kitchen.
Two kill point.
Kitchen dead.
Just go new.
All right, well, there's certainly a lot to break down in that listen that we had verdict. I honestly think that might be the most frustrated I've ever heard Tribe.
Where's the voice of reason? Where's the comms? Where are the, hey, let's do this for this objective. If we do this, we're going to be successful. I didn't hear a single thing like that. I'm not saying the comms were bad, but that was definitely some high intensity comms. A little volatile, a little violent, right? You know, just forget it, push next, push new, don't go old. You can only do that so much before this Goofy Goober team is able to come back. Well, guess what? It is only a 20-point advantage now that Tribe has. That lead is certainly coming to a dwindle. Bad thing for Goofy Goobers are their comeback might be halted here on this P5 rotation where 3 players are on the hill for the Tribe roster. Solo and Blur push down. They get the break. The 4-piece, the clean sweep. Tribe are out. Goofy Goobers are in. The bad thing is they can't win off this. They're going to need like double dip. They're going to need to be here and P1 on the reset.
Well, this game, the first rotation, let's just go with the first 5, okay? The first 5 did not look like we were going to be in a game that is 239 to 235 right now.
Absolutely
with potentially the Goofy Goobers taking the lead. And you can see, this is actually the smart play. They're giving up that trickle. Yep, giving up that trickle. They know that they have to win this rotation to new.
We'll see how they do it now. There's 3 players in laundry, 2 drop. It is all up to Ban. The man with the plan. He's got the Sparrow in hand. Look at it. Marshy dropped. Vague. Oh, he's going to get a hit marker. Not going to get the finish, but here comes the cavalry. The troops are rallying. They're looking for the break. Is it going to stick? Marshy's on the point. Last one there for Tribe. He's got to stay alive. He is out. There's nobody in contesting times. Tectonic, the first one up top. He's going to wait for the team, but he can't wait too long. He's got to get pushed out. Washi drops him. The comeback is real. The Goof Troop, they've rallied the cavalry, and they win by 6. Day, what the hell did we just watch?
That was a giant comeback by the side of the Goofy Goobers. The momentum for them was very slow off the rip, and honestly, if we're going to be real here, I think there were 2 main rotations that really did well for the Goofy Goobers. Again, that first P5, they denied a lot of time. They got themselves some, but they pretty much went even on the P5. They had a great hold over onto P1, and then on that same reset, we were mentioning that the first time around, their push onto Garage was not great. And you could hear it in the Tribe comms. They're going to get full 60. And that was a big rotation from the Goofy Goobers. And honestly, again, I feel like a lot of the bickering that we got in the Tribe comms was honestly very negative,
Very real.
right? I mean, it was very negative. Okay?
It was
Let's be
very real,
here.
though. They knew it was a riser, right? They knew it was around the corner. They knew that they gave a little bit of hope the Goof Troop to make this comeback, and they were like, there's no way we're gonna let this one slide, right? Wrong. Goofy Goobers get the break on P3. The hold is phenomenal. P4 rotations, they had 1 chance at a break. They get it. They get inside the point, they stack it, right? They get as much as they can off of it. P5 comes around, they get the break at the necessary point. P1, they opt to rotate early, as you pointed out, and it was just so damn flawlessly executed with 6 seconds to even spare, bro. I just don't know what's going on with this Tribe roster. I don't know if it's so much if it's Tribe or if it's the Goof Troop. The Goof Troop just looked pretty damn good today.
Yeah, they definitely did, Verdict, and you know, hopefully we can see Tribe rally a little bit better for Game 2, because again, they're really kind of gatekeeping that number 2 spot, right? You know, we were talking about potentially Zygnus having, you know, the easiest matchup of the night, right? They're up against Vandals, and, you know, I don't want to talk down about Vandals, but the reality is the reality, right? You're talking about one of the best teams that LATAM has to offer. You're talking about a team that, even at a ping disadvantage, comes through and plays in North America in a top 3 position season after season after season. They've won multiple North American Mobile Mayhems. And then it's a team that is relatively lower skilled, right? I mean, that is just what we.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right here, that train of thought is great and all, but I just got word that the Vandals have forfeited for tonight, so we won't get to see Zygnus. And those 20 points are going to be given away for free. So the Goof Troop, if they want to compete in the top 2 spot, they want to have that bye for the first quarterfinal matchup, they've got to do it here. It's got to be a 2-0. It can't be anything else unless the head-to-head goes give Goofy Goobers' way. Did it go Goofy Goobers' way, or did it go Zygnus' way?
That's a good question. I'm looking at the standings, and I think so. The Goofy Goobers are 5 points ahead of Zygnus. So if they 2-0, that's not relevant.
That's not a problem.
But
No,
yeah,
but if they 2-1 hypothetically,
let me look and see.
Find that out. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's important information.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was looking forward to seeing Zygnus play today, but I was with you on the point that might not have been the most competitive matchup because Vandals are a newer team. We've seen what caliber they're at. We're not disrespecting them by any means, but this is a top tier LATAM Zygnus roster who has never looked better. I don't see anything as far as a hiccup comes through, even if they didn't necessarily have all the components to compete and put a 5-man full roster together. I still would roll heavily with Zygnus. What I would say is it's so much more now that, you know, Goofy Goobers, do they have it enough in the tank to close it out in 2-0, or are we going to see that game 3 and it be a toss-up?
Well, I just looked, and the score for the Zygnus versus Goofy Goobers matchup was 2-0 for Zygnus. So if the Goofy Goobers don't close it out here, then Zygnus will take that number 2 spot. So this is huge for the Goofy Goobers. And honestly, with as frustrated as Tribe sounded, I think the Goofy Goobers could take the energy off this Hardpoint. They're a great search and destroy team. We've obviously seen Tribe step up their search and destroy, but this is not just a game of COD Mobile, right? This is also having to win the mental game, having to stay positive, having to push forward. And if you're the Goofy Goobers right now, you should be ecstatic. You should have all the energy and all the motivation in the world to come through and show all of the viewers here that Tribe is not an unbeatable force.
No, they're not. I think, you know, they showed it there. They had, what, 100-point lead, kind of thrown to the curb after the second rotation hills come through. You get a P5 with the break sticks. They opt to rotate early. They did a great job on the P1 coming through. And I mean, honestly, it was probably one of the most epic finishes on a raid hardpoint that I've seen to date. And if they could have any kind of the ending momentum that they had in that hardpoint game, not the beginning, because you can't start slow against Tribe and search and destroy now because they are pretty damn good at it, as we've seen more recently. But I think that you can't start off like you finished, or you can't start off like you started off in the hardpoint. You got to start off how you finished and just continue to ride that momentum.
I think we're going to take a just quick snipe here and say that I am not at all shocked that we are waiting on Vague and Blur to ready up.
Oh, okay, we're not waiting on Blur or Vega, man. We're waiting on Blur now.
He just readied up, and now we're waiting on Blur. And this makes total sense, okay?
Complete, yeah.
Absolute sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, Search and Destroy, we're coming up on a Search and Destroy raid, so we will see raid again, which I'm not going to complain about, right? I mean, raid is a great map. If we're going to get maps back-to-back, I think raid is one of the best ones to get. So I'm pretty happy about it. I'm also pretty happy that we're going to see Control, hopefully, in the mix here coming up soon. But one thing I do want to make note of, Verdict, that I don't think we've talked about yet, is we've got some new stuff in the mix for today, right? We've got the Kashka and the Contact Grenade, or the Gammon Bomb, as you guys may know it as, are now off of their cooldown. And I'm interested to see which snipers actually pull out the Kashka. It does have a 1 frame faster ADS, but through my jumping into streams and talking with a lot of lead snipers in the league, A lot of them are not really in love or not feeling comfortable yet with the different ADS animation that the Koshka brings to the table. So we're going to see if speed is just the king of kings, or if we are possibly going to see a certain players adapt to that new weapon. Obviously, as you guys seen there, we did have...
It's a 1v1 now, so...
Yeah.
Oh, never mind, Slothy left.
I think Solo
But
is
that's no fun,
completely
Solo.
out.
He's AFK. I think this is the reason why we...
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, you know, can't have it the first time. Got to go for a second one, and sure enough, we got the Hardpoint raid to come through. It was a very dramatic ending. We're going to follow it up with a Search and Destroy raid as well. Double dose right here, as you can see it. And I've seen the Gammon Bomb already. It looks so disrespectful when you see someone just get point blanked with it. It literally looks like someone's just tossing a rock at you, and all of a sudden you just explode, right?
Hey, fun fact,
I saw it in
the
EU.
contact grenade and the thumper are allowed in champs.
Oh my god, bro, really? Wow. I wish they would nerf the thumper a little bit more. I don't
Just
say
take it
that
out.
like
What
yeah,
COD have
well, I
launchers?
mean-
What COD have launchers been allowed in the competitive scene?
well, I mean, they're going to continue to hold the hands of these COD Mobile pros for as long as, you know.
Hold on, hear me out though. There was a solid argument that Bobby brought up when it came to persistence, right? They want to keep persistence in the game because it keeps the casual player playing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's totally fair. But this is the competitive scene. And we have thumpers allowed, and I absolutely hate. Well, not here. You know, we make good rules. But you know, another thing that I did want to mention, and at least bring up a little bit. You know, we talked about the Koshka very briefly for possibly players experimenting outside of the meta. Whatever happened to PPSH Jez? Because PPSH Jez was
built differently,
frying.
Yo, he was nasty.
Maybe not
I
the
don't know
meta
what it was
weapon,
about-
but comfort for him, right?
Look, it's not the weapon in the hands of the player. It's the player with the weapon in his hands, right? I need to
And
see
that's
a
what's the
big
back
game
end.
from Jez. I need to see a big game from Jez here because he didn't have the best game. He didn't have the worst game. He went 31-28, right? He put up, you know, enough interactions to, you know, make a difference. Right now, we're going to need to see a massive difference now. Big kills coming through. Blur gets one. Washi's going to get another. And it's all on Vague and Slothy. They are the last two standing as the 2v4 will ensue. Slothy's on the trail of one, but Washi makes him quickly pay. Vague are going to be able to take down one. But the bomb's planted. It's 40 seconds to the clock, Dave.
Yes, chat, we will show the NA standings again a little bit later. We showed them at the beginning of this stream, but we will get those back up for you guys after this game, or after this series, rather. And right now, it's Vague. He's left alone in a 1 versus 3. Again, this is normally where the Goofy Goobers excel, and where I certainly expect them here. And, you know, Blur definitely has seen Vague. Vague has been made. No way he's going to get this kill. Sure enough, that is one of the most disgusting headies in the game, right? Challenges Blur there. He picks up the snipe. And even if he did pick up that kill on Blur, we were looking at a 12-second timer. He had 2 more players to deal with.
He had Washington bar side that
already
literally just laced, just already laced Slothy on that same transition. So we'll see if Tribe can battle back now, as they're going to be down 1. You could already tell it. The Hardpoint win certainly being felt here as the momentum still in the court of the side of the Goof Troop. Well, guess what? Momentum meet Tectonic. Tectonic meets momentum. Tectonic wins every time. 3 kills on the board to shut down this poolside push. And now it's left to Washi and Blur. Now it's a 2v5 with the suit. Now the shoes under the foot. And Day, it's not looking too good, is it, homie?
No, Tribe answering back in a big way. And like we mentioned earlier, while the Goofy Goobers are great in Search and Destroy, and many of their roster has always been known for being good at Search and Destroy, Tribe, they've switched their roster up a bit too. And this Tribe has been looking solid with the search performances, right? So definitely not going to be an easy one for either of these teams. Again, we're always going to be cheering for that game 3 when we get intense matchups like this. And, you know, it's good to see Tribe answer back quickly. It's now that 2 versus 4 we were talking about. Tectonic found a great 3-piece to start things off. And a 3-for-1 trade, I mean, when you're at an even level of competition, there's, I mean, realistically, besides losing one, what better trade do you want, right? So we'll take it. 40 seconds or less on the clock. Bomb is down on A. And unfortunately, Washi, he's in a gunfight on B, and Blur, well, not a whole lot your main sniper is going to do pushing A by himself.
No, you can see it. Jez had no, like, any kind of follow-up with getting that kill, right? He just wanted to waste the time. He was just playing time to its fullest because the rest of Tribe, they're all on the bomb site accordingly. The bomb's down right there with it. And Washi, with 10 seconds left to go, is going to push down the staircase. The force is going to be met again, and it is going to be the first round for Tribe as they answer back with a solid round of their own. And now the Titans have clashed 1-for-1s. Now are we going to see take the advantage? I think the Goof Troop had a lot of momentum riding into this off the hardpoint win, but I mean, you see how these rounds go. I mean, it's back and forth so far. Will we continue to see that back and forth, or will one team edge the other out?
All right, well, we'll see. I did miss that snipe from Washi. I thought Vague was making an aggressive push up mid, possibly to run into Blur. Didn't happen, but they're kind of like bouncing back at each other now. Looking on over at Tech. He's got 4 kills on board. He's got this bomb heady. He's in a great position. Even though they're at a player disadvantage, this is still a difficult one to break. Vague making the rotation from behind. Finds one. Oh, gets laced by some of that Washi toppy. And, yeah. Now we've got Tech and Marshy left alone in a 2 versus 4.
Oh, the demon shots coming through. Tech gonna have to reload right there. Washi gonna be able to get away to live to fight another day. Blur is gonna be able to take the shots to take Marshy down, and here's all the pressure. Tectonic, can you handle it? One up top in Blur, not gonna be able to get the kill. The one that gets away always makes you pay. We'll see how it pans out now. Is it gonna be Tech getting away sound, or is it going to be Blur getting away? Well, the nade baked. It's tossed. Not going to find anything, though. That is going to be Solo shutting the push down. Bomb's planted anyway. It was a 1v4. Ain't no way, right? Right.
I thought Tech got sniped. He died so fast. I hate this damn gun, dude. I absolutely hate this stupid MAC-10. I'm so ready for it to get nerfed.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I thought, I was like, oh, Solo's sniping. Wrong. Wrong. Oh, Solo. You can't wreck Tech like that and then get turned on by Slothy that hard. That was kind of rough to watch. Looking like Washi and Blur still leaning towards DLQ. So not experimenting with that Kashka. Again, maybe not quite comfortable with the ADS yet. And you know, that makes sense, right? You've got a brand new gun. Sure, it's a little bit quicker, but if the animation is different enough, that can throw off your comfort. It can throw off your kind of groove that you have in your quick scopes. So I'll
that flow state.
Yeah, that flow state. Oh, you see a leg, Marshy. You see a leg.
You see a leg. That means there's one there. But guess what? There's still 2 more alive. Can't act accordingly right here. Banned. Looking for the shots. Is going to get the information out. Washi going to get credit for the kill. Washi going to get 2 right there. Cleans it up with 17 left to spare. Tribe kind of down right now. 3 rounds have gone the favor of the Goof Troop. They take the win off of the massive comeback in the hard point. And are starting off with a little bit of a cushion here in the search and destroy. As this is going to be the last round for the attack. They've controlled the game. They dictated the pace. They have set the tone. And the standard for the defense just has not been there.
Tech flashed on the hill, or on the bomb, still able to find one. Envy gets a refrag onto Marshy, 1-for-1 trade. Envy pushing on up. Nasty heady that Tech is able to play there, takes him down as well. Oh, Blur! Oh, Blur! What a shot over the bar, picks Tech off the bomb heady. That was a nice shot. I ain't even gonna lie. As much as I'll rag on Blur, that was a nice shot.
Yeah, what better way to, counter a nasty head glitch? Hello, jump shot. Meet your best friend right there. Blur going to be able to take down Tectonic. Budget or not, some solid ones coming through. So it's a 3v3. The bomb's down. Tribe know it. So they're going to go ahead and stack the A site. You can see there's one player there inside of the cubby itself, looking to hold off the push. That's Vega. There's 2 in jungle site. Slothy and Jez looking to play the, the tiny terror roles, right? You talk about Simp Beezy in the CDL. Well, in Call of Duty mobile, you've got Slothy and Jez, and that's about the, most equivalent, right?
Well, we will find out. There's a lot of search and destroy left to develop, and Slothy's looking one way, Jez is looking the other. Sniper in hand, not going to make it happen. Slothy gets bodied as well. That leaves Vague left alone in the 1v3. He's able to pick up 1. Oh my goodness, can't believe he made it out there. Does cook 1 nade. Not able to get even a hit marker there, but he is able to make the top side rotation. Could potentially make a play on this. Rotates over into Washi, who's on that nasty bomb heady. And he's going to get taken down. This is looking like it could be a 2-0. I will say that we are now switching sides after 5 rounds, so Tribe now have an opportunity to attack. Maybe they bring it back, but the Goofy Goobers are looking incredible today.
Not just today. They've been looking pretty incredible for the past 2 weeks right here. Ban looking pretty damn good too. Ban being back has never felt better. He is running circles around these guys, and Jez, he's going to be the last one alive. He's only got to circle himself, and that's 0 kills on board. I was talking about him making a huge impact in this Search or Destroy, and homie, I don't know if he really even queued in. I just don't feel that same presence that we've seen from season or from games past. I'm talking like he hasn't been like performing for the past 6 months. Like we haven't talked about him and praised him of his plays, but right now no play is going to be praised there. It is all Goof Troop. It is all 5-1. The series is all coming down to this last round, and I gotta say, Tribe, where are the fight? Where is it? Where's the spunk? I know you don't have Bolu, but you know there's still 5 players in the lobby with that Tribe, you know, clan tag. Are they gonna make a difference here?
Well, one would certainly hope, Verdict, and, you know, this is not a position that we normally see Jez in, being down with 0 kills, and he gets taken out once again by Washi. I mean, you know, we do have to consider that Jez, you know, normally plays on like 60 to 80 ping, but I mean, he does that every week, and he's normally putting up, you know, 8 to 12 kills in Search, and, you know, he's putting up 45 plus kills a lot in the respawns, and, you know, again, you mentioned it in the Hardpoint, a little bit slower of a game out of him than we're used to seeing. Here in the Search and Destroy, a little bit slower of a game there as well. Again, we had a lot of frustration in the comms from Tribe. And the Goofy Goobers, again, they're taking that energy. They're rocking forward. They got a 2-for-1 trade to start off this round. They might be looking to pick up those 20 points and get that number 2 spot in Mobile Mayhem and get that bye for playoffs next week.
You're absolutely right. There's 3 players left for stacking 1 each around now as the B push is looking like it is read like a book here as Goofy Goobers kind of playing to their strengths here. They're going to stack 3 here and 1 on the pool side. That's going to be Blur. He's going to make the transition over. May not even fully need him. You can see, look at Ban, dude, is playing just an absolute god tier position. He's going to be able to find one, but Slothy able to quickly trade. Are going to need Blur now as he's on the push, falling all the way back through. No, he's going to hold the... Oh, this is a nasty little spot. Look at this guy. Look at this. Is he going to get it? Nope, not going to happen. It is going to be the bomb plant, though, as a 2v2. A little bit of time wasted, but he got 4-round lead. You don't have anything to worry about, right?
Wrong.
Moments before disaster? Is that what it is?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to the Bobby tweet from a couple weeks ago. All right, well, that was 2 different teams. Obviously, you know, we're, again, just mentioning that it's possible. Slothy and Tech, they need to clutch this one up. They've got 15 seconds. The bomb is planted, so they can play time here. Tech finds 1, and with Blur being up top, he ain't going to be able to make the play in time. Can't even find the first gunfight that he needs. Tribe, they found another round on the board. Again, switching to the offense is maybe what Tribe needed. But they're just so far back in a position that they can't afford to make a mistake. And again, they went down 4-1 on the defense. If we do make it to that round 11, sides are going to switch again, and that is not a comfortable spot to be in for Tribe.
No, it's not. They don't have any breathing room. This is, I mean, a moment of clarity. You just won 1 more round. That's just to extend the game. That's not for a dub. It's not for an overtime spot. You got to go 4 more rounds solid if you want to see a game 3 and put this Goofy Goober team out of a semifinal guaranteed spot. Right now, it's going to be Washi with the aggression. Is going to push up. Is going to try and get the jump shot through the zigzag. He's trying to get information as well. He's going to get a little bit of information per the bullets hitting his face. Is going to be able to extend his life, though, with 11 kills on board. My guy, DLQ Red Action, firing on all cylinders. And Jez still sitting on that 0 spot. So we'll see if it turns around as he's actually opted to pull out the DLQ himself. So Tech's drop. That's a massive L off the rip. And that's 9-6 for him. The rest of the squad barely have enough to cover that.
I need fanboys like Lurker in my life, okay? Says Tech gonna clutch. Watch. Okay. Gets lasered. Gets absolutely domed off of the rip. Pain and suffering, but you know what? We We dig the vibes. We dig the vibes, Lurker, okay? It's now Jez left alone in a 1 versus 5, and it is looking pretty much like GG to me.
That's it.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet. Ready up.
All right, well, the 6-2 win comes through for the Goofy Goobers, and you can certainly see the impact that having your IGL there can make for a team. And without Bolu, Tribe just wasn't really able to pull together, at least here today. We'll have to see if that continues to be a trend. Obviously, you know, we're wishing Bolu the best, but
Bolu wash though, right? They don't need Bolu. They don't need Bolu to win, right?
It is so funny because if Bolu underperforms in a game, everybody's like, Bolu washed. Bolu, you know, clutches up in a game. Oh, Bolu's the greatest player in the world. Bolu's not there and the team loses, then, you know, he's the greatest IGL in the world. It's like, chat only understands what has happened in the past 18 minutes.
They got that goldfish memory, right? What have you done for me lately, Bolu? Well, guess what, homie? We hope you get better so that way you can contribute on Tuesday because the team needs you right now. I'm not saying that the 5 individuals that stepped into the ring today weren't competition enough for this Goofy Goobers roster. Obviously, they had game 1 in the bag. Game 2, I don't think they ever had a grip on them, to be honest with you. It was grim from the start. It was a 4-1 rolling into a side flip where attack usually is the worst side on this map in particular. It is so hard to get a groove going, but the Goof Troop, they couldn't be denied. The 2-0, they're going to lock in that number 2 spot, and that makes that Zygnus matchup all too more irrelevant, right?
Yeah, I mean, Zygnus, they get the 2-0, but because they were down 5 points at the start and the Goofy Goobers came through with the 2-0 of their own, Goofy Goobers are going to maintain that number 2 spot, thanks to Washi coming through with 12 kills, Blur coming through with 10, Band with 9. Solo and Envy, who have been 2 of the bigger players for the Goofy Goobers this season, only had to drop 2 to come through with a 6-2 win in Search and Destroy.
When you got players like Band running around like madmen, and you got 2 pretty solid snipers in Blur and Washi, I mean, they literally combined for more kills together than almost all of Tribe did. Just take a look at 13, 15, 17. They did. They 100% combined for more. The important thing is Jez did not end with a donut.
Well, that is true. That is true. He did get 1 on the board. Again, I feel for him. He plays on disgusting ping every single day. But, you know, that's the kid's cracked. I can't wait to see a LAN event this year. Or at least Jez, you know, possibly fly in for some boot camp action with Tribe. And I want to see what that kid can do on good ping, okay? Like, that is just the reality. So, you know, GG's to GG.
GG's.
And, you know, Tribe, you put up a great effort in the Hardpoint. But you guys are still going to lock down that number 1 spot. You guys still got that bye on the board for yourselves. And you're, of course, still going to playoffs. So congratulations to Tribe on that front as well. And now, guys, while the matches, you know, I think that's probably like one of the ones that people probably expected to be the best match of the night or one of the best matches of the night just on skill level alone. Ends up going 2-0, and it realistically gets pretty exciting still from here, right? Upper Echelon versus Wicked is to come, NYSL Mayhem versus Xplicit is to come, and DST versus Eleventy is to come. Obviously, we had Zygnus get the win as the Vandals forfeited. So we're going to take a quick break, guys, and we will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here for our Wicked Esports versus Upper Echelon match here tonight. This one is Not very important for Wicked Esports, and you know what? It's the last day. They're out of the running for playoffs, and they still showed up. This is the kind of drive and energy you want to see out of a team. Taking this opportunity to go up against one of the best teams and get that practice in to maybe make a comeback for subsequent seasons. Upper Echelon, however, this is a incredibly important match for them, right, Verdict? I'm going to go ahead and throw up the standings because people were asking, and you can run on through for us.
No, I was about to say, this is a crucial one. I mean, there's a lot that can happen in this last day. Obviously, we still got 4 teams that aren't really secured. As you take a look at it, it's Upper Echelon who's sitting right there in the 7th seed. They got 70 points. With 20, they could be definitely secured for at least a top 6 seed, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's all dependent upon how this matchup starts in relativity to what the other matchups need to bring to the table in order to overcome. Obviously, Eleventy, you know, as the night progresses, the more and more grim their chances look. But Mayhem and Xplicit, that matchup also is going to be massive as well.
Yeah, I was actually just going back to look and see who actually won the Upper Echelon versus Eleventy matchup, because there is a possibility that they could have a tying score, I believe. So just look and see here. Xplicit, Upper Echelon Xplicit. Upper Echelon won the head-to-head 2-1. So
Okay, interesting.
Yep. So looking at our standings, that would put Upper Echelon at an opportunity to get up to 90 points, which would put them out of reach for Eleventy. And if they win 2-1, they still win the tiebreaker. So as long as Upper Echelon wins, they don't have to worry about Eleventy.
There you go.
So comfortable spot to be in there. And realistically, Mayhem or Xplicit, whoever wins there is going to be theoretically safe. But one of those teams is most likely going to be out today. I say most likely, but quite possibly.
Oh, I think it's one of those teams are going to be out. One of those teams are going to be in. I don't think one of those teams wins and the other one loses, even if it's a 2-1. I don't think there's a chance for an opportunity for a top 6 seed. I just don't think there is.
Well, it relies on this match,
depends
right?
on this matchup, yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So I certainly would be leaning at least a little bit on the side of Upper Echelon here. They had kind of a rocky season. That's very reflected in the standings, right? But we know what this team brings to the table, right? We've got multiple Stage 5 runner-ups on this team, and then you've got some additional talent that is, right up there in the same level come to the table as well, right? You got Snipes, you've got Veteran, you got Legacy. We don't have Pepe today, and he was certainly a big factor in Stage 5 for their old team ARP. But looking at our map picks for today, Verdict, do you want to run through those for us?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to start the action off with a little bit of hardpoint firing range, standoff, search and destroy for game number 2. And if it does go to the distance, it's going to be a Dom Summit now. Taking a look at the bans, it's going to be UEE opting to ban the hardpoint crossfire, Wicked banning the search and destroy Hacienda. Obviously, the door map added to the pool. Don't want to see it in the mix, and certainly not going to be able to see it there. You heard me say certainly. That's right. I'm getting ready to practice my schnapps impersonations coming up for this game number 1 as we're going to get geared up for it. It's going to be a hardpoint on firing range, and I gotta say, this is definitely a map that 2 of these players, if Pepe was here, it'd been 3, we're very familiar with in champs, as you were just mentioning. Stage 5, I think they were like one of the highest, win rates on a firing range hardpoint, and it couldn't have looked any better for this team coming into a best of 3 format.
Well, I will say we only know that because we only saw ARP at Stage 5. Okay. Oh man, maybe that was a little savage, but we are just waiting on one player to get readied up, and we'll get into the game. Looks like he is ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll on into our hardpoint firing range, guys, and hopefully this will be a good matchup. Wicked have certainly been an upcoming team that could realistically have an opportunity to at least take a game here. I don't think, again, they're out of playoffs running, but I could see Wicked potentially winning a search.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes as we get into the action. It's going to be that hardpoint firing range that we were just mentioning. P1 out in the open, it's all about maintaining the hill, not necessarily getting the most value out of it, but keeping the value in that P2 rotation. Now, as you can see, trailer control certainly going to be in favor of Wicked for the time being. Shotsy going to be pushed. He's going to be shut down, but lo and behold, P1, it's out in the open, and, you know, some massive points coming through early on. Double digits off the rip for Wicked.
All right, well, Wicked off to a good start, but can they keep it up against the opponents that they face here today? Verdict is the real question. We know P1 is a fairly scrappy one, especially on that first rotation where you don't have operators, you don't have score streaks, so we don't usually see a team get a giant lead here, and if we do, it's typically because the other team is setting up for P2, and we know how that P2, P3, P4 can kind of all connect the dots as far as spawn rotation, so we'll certainly be looking forward for that. You can see Jesus, he's tucked away in the corner here, just looking to anchor for the team. But Shield actually going to spawn out a little bit early, I think, and might have a very effective rotation here. Finds one, and that might be a big break for the side of Wicked.
It is. You can see it. They've got the advantage off the rip. 2 players on the objective. It's going to be vibing on the point, but he loses out on Losty. Going to be on the outskirts. Here comes the reinforcements. Reckless has been a rock for this team, and I don't mean it like the Tim the Tatman rock. I mean it like Dwayne the Rock Johnson coming through. My guy's putting the smack down on the objective. He's going to get one, but he's going to get naded. God, Legacy, I saw you just brief the door, but how the hell did you get that nade to hit so good? Was that it? Was that one of those Gammon? No, it wasn't. It was a bait.
Well, I keep wanting to call it Gammon Bomb too, so I feel you on that. Losty? What happened there? I don't even know. Killed himself on something. Not entirely sure what happened there, but Pengi gonna find one. Shield finds another. Losty making that rotation on up towards mid. Looking to maybe find someone peeking that window of trailer. Nobody home though. Now pushing on up. Got to be a little bit worried. You got 2 players here. The pre-fire comes through. Not quite enough to catch Snipes though. Schnapps. And the TAC 5 comes in as we get ready for the P3. We could have had a banging start already, but you know, now we're looking at the P3, TAC 5 in play. You've got the side of upper echelon set up, ready to go. And Snipes is 10 kills deep with Veteran right now. Top fragging.
Yeah, top fragging. TAC 5's pop certainly still being felt now as the rotation's through. P3 has been a saving grace so far as they're going to be able to recoup the lead, regain the advantage. Legacy's going to pull out the Super Soaker. It is certainly a hot day. Everyone's going to get their fair share. Surely just hold on. Make the push. You'll find out. Reckless, he does it too. That's 3 in a row. Legacy is feeling it. And right now, upper echelon, we had a little bit of a doubt off the P1 and P2 start. They gained their feet. They are definitely got a solid base now as this P3 rotation has been a successful one. 20 seconds left. Not looking like a break's going to come through, but oh, through the window seal. Shotsy, we see you, homie. We'll give you some love too.
All right, well, a couple big kills do come through for Wicked, but it has largely been upper echelon finding themselves the lead here. Am I permanently flashbanged right now? That's what it sounded like, but it's finally gone away. About a 50-point lead. Ooh, big wallbang for it. Jesus there picking up 2. Rounds the corner, finds kill number 3. Looking at the combo, looks like 3 is the highest right now, and I don't think we have any streaks besides the Pred missile from Legacy. But we do have the Annihilator getting popped by Jesus. He's looking to hold it down at jungle side. Finds the 1, and I think this is smart. You see Vibin, you see Shield, you see Shotsy. They're all like, all right, Annihilator jungle, we're not pushing it. And that's the comms I wish I would have got to hear. So what do you think about listening, and who do you want to go in with?
Well, right now the game's looking like it's getting out of grip. I think if we roll with anybody other than upper echelon, it's just going to be, kind of despairy, kind of, grim, if one don't say. But I mean, it's up to you.
All right, let's go with upper echelon then.
Let's do it.
What the fuck, dude? Yeah, they're gonna hit that with the.
Verdict, I love you.
Good shit.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
What's trailer?
Yo, touch him.
Trailer one shot, trailer one
Jesus.
shot. In trailer.
Jesus.
Trailer top 10.
Adam with that horse energy.
Let's push the trailer.
Hell yeah, just trailer then.
Yo, one barrel.
Bro, stop pointing at this follow, bro.
Pushing out top one.
Oh shit.
CT truck. Just CT truck.
That's an absolute.
Top 10 dead.
You guys got it. You guys got it.
Ramp. Nice. One more top 10. Top 10. Top 10.
Now trailer. Now trailer.
One is American.
Barrels. Top 10?
I don't tell that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, watch barrels. Good shit, bro.
One trailer.
Top 10 again.
Yeah. He's
Top 10 dead.
Trailer dead.
Ramp. Nice. One more ramp. Another ramp. Good shit. Rotate out.
Yo, Vat, one's in
No, tunnel one tap.
Got him.
Very
Oh,
good sexy, by the way.
I don't got him. See them.
Barrel.
Hey, I got a pred. Hey, if we can't break this, I got a lightning strike. Let me use my pred. Hold up.
Nice. Point.
Last one in hell. One more hell.
Top 10.
Hostiles have the heart. We've taken the lead.
All right, well, a couple more big holds come through for the side of Upper Echelon, and I'm a little sad, chat. I'm a little sad. They said that they love Verdict, but not me, and I'm just a little bit heartbroken by that. Okay, a little bit heartbroken by that. I do think Verdict might be. Oh, there he is.
Here we go.
What you think about them? There comms. You got all the love. I didn't, so I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of zoned out there. I was paying attention to gameplay, and I think I heard somebody make a nonchalant comment. Nonchalantness right now, though, it's all business in the gameplay. You can see 168, 96, Wicked starting to rally up for a little bit of a comeback. We've smelled the scent in the air earlier tonight with the GG Tribe matchup. I don't think this is that caliber matchup, but it certainly has that caliber of a comeback. Now as P2 has been a certain dub here for Wicked, and I'm thinking, since the pot is hot, we might as well go ahead and strike it. Let's do another listen in, this time with Wicked, just to see how the comms sound and see how the morale is.
All right, let's go.
No, I'm getting out of here.
Push in, focus him, push him. No, push in the hill. We need to break that hill.
I got one mouse on tower, in tower. You guys are sitting in tower.
Tower, and mid.
Taking the lead.
I'm gonna try to get that
one
tower.
Tower, watch your tower. The guy's looking.
Bottom. Yo, guys, we need to push in the hill. We need to push into the hill.
Purifiers, one shot.
Bathroom's dead.
More
top.
You guys aren't pinched.
Top.
He's playing steps.
I got one in hill. Yo, it's only purifier. Push in.
There's one bottom wood. You just push
the guy. He went top wood.
Top wood. One A long.
Top wood dead.
Wait, your life there. Gotta go near too.
There's one more top wood.
A long dead. Oh, I got preded.
Top wood. Bottom wood.
Top wood dead.
Two more top wood. One on the stairs. One bottom wood.
Got me.
Well, I would say largely, and I did stick around a little bit longer than you, Verdict. I would say even though things are once again slipping away from Wicked, I can't find a ton to complain about those comms. I mean, we certainly heard what frustration sounds like earlier, and that is not what we got out of Wicked here. They, sounded positive. Again, it looked like, they're just here trying to get that practice while they can up against, again, one of the better teams that NA really has to offer, and I will give them all the credit in the world for that.
No, I completely agree.
They did just run into a cluster strike, though.
Yeah, right into the cluster strike 3, feeding it right there, and that is going to be just some free kills if I've ever seen them. And you know what? I wouldn't say it was complete frustration. I would say it's constructive frustration. That constructiveness has left the area, though, as we can see it now. It's 250 to 122 game, and it is certainly looking like it was a comeback on the horizon, but not this time around. It is seeming that Upper Echelon not going to let that kind of lead slip through their grips, and I don't blame them because they're playing for the lives right here. The comms were pretty lighthearted, but the gameplay was all business.
Yeah, definitely a good performance from Upper Echelon. This is what we expected, and Wicked's the new squad to the group. Upper Echelon's the team that, largely went to stage 5, came in second place. They're certainly coming through, putting on a big performance now. I think one of the best players to look at on the side of Upper Echelon is how much Pengi has come up from kind of his beginning on ARP. We saw him on some other teams previously as a sub, and he'd kind of fill in here and there, but his first main roster performance was under that ARP lineup that went on to stage 4, stage 5, and came all the way in second place in stage 5, right? You look
Yeah.
at Pengi's performance from the beginning of that lineup all the way through all of the stages in last year, and you look at him now, and the skill increase that he has had over the past year is just absolutely incredible, right? Came through top fragged with 34 kills on the board. You've got 30 for Veteran, 30 for Schnapps, 25 for Legacy, and 21 for Jesus Can Save You. You'd have some respectable numbers put up on the other side. We had Losty with 25, Shotzzy with 23, and Vibin with 22. But it drops down to Reckless and Shield with 16 apiece. They just got kind of out-fragged. They weren't able to maintain map control. But again, I liked that even in the listen-in when they were behind, Wicked were taking it serious the whole time and really getting that experience in.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you're talking about experience. We're just mentioning the ARP team that finished second in stage 5, championship, right? If you go back to that time, right before, like 3 months literally before stage 5 happened, I don't remember ever seeing an ARP team, compete in a tournament. Like they had a lot to work on, and there's plenty of time for some of these teams to make a ton of progress and get geared up. Obviously it's got to start with stage 2 and then leads to that stage 3. Well, anything can happen from now until that stage 3, timeline. A lot can happen between that stage 3 to stage 4. And, right now, anything could really happen from now until the end of this season. I know obviously that's a much higher caliber to, be referencing to, but that team was certainly a testament of never give up, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, I don't think they competed in like a Mobile Mayhem season and a half. I think if I remember correctly,
We couldn't get them on for Mobile Mayhem. They literally had to forfeit a majority of their matches because they just couldn't put the roster together.
They did, and they sat some out. They couldn't have everybody get on in time. So I think we saw them play like the first couple weeks of a season, and they sat out a season, and then we saw them come back like in the second half of the following season. As we had a team that did qualify drop out, and they were like, hey, we can make the times now. They came in, they played. They made it through stage 3. They made it through stage 4. Obviously, they made it almost all the way through stage 5. So I'm really excited to see where this roster goes, especially if they continue to put the work in. But we're getting ready to head into our standoff verdict. And this is realistically where Wicked have had their best performances. This is in Search and Destroy. And I would even go as far as to say standoff has been one of their better search maps.
All right, we'll find out now as we're getting geared up for it. This is the deciding factor. We see that 2-0, and obviously Upper Echelon, they are trying to shut it down as quickly as possible. Why? Because they're trying to book their spot into that playoff spot for themselves. Now the push towards the A side. It's aggressive. Pengi meets the aggression head on. Reckless going to be able to wreck some things, but he's going to get wrecked as well. Pengi and Veteran Snipes, they combine for the 4-piece, and that is it. The round ended before it could ever develop. And a solid defending round there for the side of Upper Echelon. The logo or not, it's ugly, it's hideous. The gameplay is pretty solid.
You are just still...
Anytime I can throw shade, right?
Anytime you can diss their logo. Yeah. And I don't think you're wrong. Legacy opens up with a literal frag for first blood, finds an assist. Pengi and Schnapps coming through with kills of their own. Vibin gonna get dropped as part of Pengi's 2-piece. Shotzzy opting to use the Kashka. He's the first player we've seen use it. Today is the first day.
First person in NA. I watched Dark Wizard drop 10 NA Search and Destroy on this map too.
Destroy the objective.
Can we talk about a less relevant player? No, I'm just kidding. I love Dark Wizard too.
Okay, we just got a less relevant scene. Okay, I'll mention EU plug, right? Yeah, there we go. Well, I gotta say, Day, you said that this was a game that Wicked could certainly, put some numbers on the board with. Right now, I haven't seen them put anything on the board as soon as I open my mouth. They do find a 2-piece open this round off. As a matter of fact, as soon as they slow things down and, control the tempo, they start having a little bit more control over the round itself, and certainly looking like the 2-player advantage could play their favor. Right now, it's no commitment on either side. And with a 2-player advantage, you gotta roll, bro. You gotta make a move. Let those numbers hit. Get that one off A. You can see the rotations through your bomb carrier. Reckless looking to seal the deal there. But guess what? Shotzzy with the Kashka. Certainly going to be able to do so. And now it's only 2 players left. Jesus and Schnapps. Can they make the 2v5 clutch a reality?
Well, we'll have to see. I'm going to say I fully believe Wicked is capable of putting up multiple rounds at least in this search and destroy. You know, obviously this one is looking to lean their way, shy of a miracle 2v5 clutch out of Jesus Can Save You and Snipes, right? So we'll have to see. Losty has got sights on both of them, so that's going to actually get the call out. Picks up one, and now it's Jesus Can Save You, last alive. He's running out of time, and, well, not even able to find the first one. And a big round comes through for the side of Wicked. That was a flawless round for them, I believe. Yeah.
It was. I mean, you know, you needed a flawless round to kind of, you know, slow things down. You got your wits about you. You took a little bit of a beat in the hard point right now. You're doing the beating. Continue that same drum. And we'll see if the beat can continue now. As we can see it, the conservative play is going to continue on. We'll see if Upper Echelon continue to make mistakes as the held back plays here so far. Conservativeness has been the name of the game. When successful it was the last round, will it be successful yet again? Well, there's one player on B looking to make something shake there. Is Pangy, his 4 on board. Veteran holding down the back alley side. Maybe it's time for Upper Echelon to slow things down. I think they understand the gravity of the situation. I'm kind of digging the fact that they're not overexerting themselves.
Yeah, and they are certainly looking to just play their defense now. You can see they're being a lot more passive, making their opponents come to them. And, well, Jesus, he's able to find a clean snipe to open up the door. Gets the wall bang onto Shotzi. Oh no, the COD timing lets off the scope as Shield was literally about to run into his sights. Pain and suffering. Obviously, we can see things he can't, but Wicked's able to find one on Snipes. It's a 1-for-1 trade. You've got Snipes for Shotzi. Potentially one of the rookies of the split, I would say. Is you know, we don't have any official nominations or anything yet, guys, but Shotzi has certainly been a spicy one in the mix, so we might be considering that action. Oh, Losty throws a flash there. Pengy tucks himself in the corner, gets ready. There's no way! There's no way!
Oh my god, the disrespect that turned on. I got turned on just watching the shots. I flicked over literally at the last second to catch it. He's going to get some bullets on Legacy, too. That's the path to A. It's successful. Losty. He can't be shut down. There's only Jesus left. It's a 1v4. And with 15 seconds being pushed back up to 45, he's going to find one, but Shield shuts him down. We got 2 for 2. As we're going to the 5th, this is going to be the last attacking round here for the side of Wicked. And, man, what a round for them to collect themselves.
All right, Verdict. One of our favorite YouTubers that we watch, Tim, right? Just Tim. He does this thing, right? He's spectating some solos. He'll be gassing someone up. They break their legs. You know, what does he always say? There ain't no way I'm sitting here gassing you up and you do some ish like that, right? That is how I feel right now in this exact moment about Pengy. I was sitting there gassing up how much better he has gotten over the past year, and how good he did in that first game. He got turned on and absolutely wrecked by Losty there.
That, my friend, is what you call in the showbiz side of things, the entertainment side of things, caster cursing, my friend. You've got an emo for it for a reason. Right now it is the 2 for 2s, make it 2 for 3s coming through. Make it 2 for 4. And Wicked, they're left with Reckless. Can he wreck the remainder of these 3 players? As Pengy is going to get the better of the trade. That's going to be it. And the advantage, right before we flip sides, is going to go right back in the courts of Upper Echelon. Now they have a 1-round lead, but that's certainly nothing to be, you know, cushioned about, right?
Absolutely. Well, we've got a 3-2 lead for the side of Upper Echelon right now, which, you know, I think everybody expects Upper Echelon to win this, but I think, again, Wicked are showing that they are a team that you have to worry about, that you have to be prepared to compete with in Search and Destroy. We do have Snipes coming through with the first blood, taking out Losty with that Mac in hand. Searching on over into Vibin now. We have switched sides. We're on round 6, so that is an important factor. Snipes, well, does get dusted by the Banana Mac. Jesus almost got some too, but comes through with the 1911. DLQ also in hand. And so far, this is a big round for the side of Upper Echelon.
Yeah, it is indeed. Shield, Reckless, they're left to their own. They got control over A, but how much control can one have to 4 players pushing at the same time? Well, you see Legacy's making the full flank. He's looking to get the drop on anybody who's hanging back. It is Reckless who is right there on the outskirts of his tank side. Reckless turns on him, but is all on his own. Now is Jesus able to hit the shots on Shield. falls back. That means the bomb's going to go down. And now 52 seconds reduced to 45. Pressure's on for Reckless. The advantage still in the hands of Upper Echelon, looking like it's not going to be a power struggle. It looks like it's going to remain in their favor.
Well, I just didn't say anything there. I had a feeling that Reckless was going to get the kill onto Legacy there. So at the last second, we switched over from Legacy to Reckless's perspective. He gets the kill. So anytime I want to see someone succeed, Verdict, clearly I just need to shut the hell up, okay? That is the reality here. And, you know, right now in this matchup, we do have Reckless tied for top frag, bro. 6 kills for Reckless, and then we've got 6 for Pengy and 6 for Jesus as well. We've got Snipes at 5, who is ahead of anybody on the side of Wicked. So it's realistically only a couple kills that are making a difference here, and Reckless opens up with 2. Losty finds another. Shotzzy is going to get dropped. Losty becomes part of that 2-piece from Snipes there. Now it's a 3v2. We've got Bomb down and Wicked know it, so they can really just play D here.
Yeah, they can play D here, but Snipes gets the God shot from the nade and only gets a hit marker. That's tough. I mean, obviously, Vibin's not rocking. God, I can't even think of the name of the perk that prevents you from getting one-shotted. Obviously, you don't see anybody in the lobby with it, so it doesn't really be a factor here. Man, you know what? We're just gonna toss out the corner.
What
just like
the hell are you talking about?
What's the perk that you have? That not lightweight, but the other one, flak jacket. Flak jacket. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
How the hell did I forget about that?
Because the game you play, it's called EOD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't even think of EOD either. I just heard. I was looking for the jacket, but I couldn't think of the words. Here comes Snipes. He's got the words. He's got the shots right. Vibin's drop. Shield. He's got the drop, but he gets dropped. It's all Reckless now. And what was looking like a bit of an advantage now going to be dwindled. It is only Reckless. He's got 1 week. He's got the other week. He doesn't even get a single full kill. And we're on match point day.
They're on match point for Upper Echelon, looking to get themselves up into that 90-point marker and possibly secure, or I think it's actually guarantees, I think we were talking about earlier, their position in the playoffs. So this is a big round for the side of Upper Echelon. Of course, they want to close it out as early as possible. They've at least seen that Wicked can put the pain on them, and Shield gonna open up with 1 there, so that's a good first blood coming through. Snipes is able to get a refrag onto Losty. I'm gonna be honest with you here. Snipes should be dead. He should be dead. I watched Shield line. I watched Shield line that shot up right in the middle of his chest, pull the trigger, not even a hit marker. The desync was nuts there. And
desync or Fredwood bullets?
No, just desync. Like, it just didn't connect at all. It wasn't a hit marker that did no damage. It was just nothing.
Why would you blame one of our viewers for something happening in...
yeah, okay. Hear me out, though.
All right.
That shot lands, and Snipes doesn't get a double kill. And we're looking at a 3v1 or a 3v2 instead of a 2v1.
Big kill coming through. Reckless picks up his 9th. He's on the prowl, but Veteran is too. The drop down, he's got the number. He doesn't get the kill! That's going to be Reckless extending it, putting one on for the boys, and there we go. Map point sustained. We're going to another round, and if you could find 3 day, I don't know if I believe in this scenario, but you could find 3 more, certainly.
Defend the objective. Enemy has the bomb.
Holt, hello?
Something about if you can find 3, you can find 3 more. I think that's the usual spiel.
Yeah, that's the usual spiel, but Schnapp certainly be a demon right here. Pangy's going to get dropped. Reckless continuing his warpath. Oh, Legacy gets dropped. Veteran gets the better of the trade there, but it's all on Jesus. Losty, Shotzzy. A lot of Y names at the end. Certainly why? Why? This round is going to another one. It's Jesus all on his own, bro. It's 1v3. The shoes on the other foot. Cinderella story, or is it going to be another closeout and a clutch God tier style for the man Jesus? Can he save Upper Echelon and get that fat 20 points?
Quite possible. I mean, it's largely been the Snipe show and the Reckless show for each team respectively, right? I mean, you've got 12 for Reckless. Next closest is Losty with 6. For the side of Upper Echelon, you've got Snipes at 13, and next closest is Veteran at 7. So, I mean, realistically, I think this is one of the key moments where, you know, I've mentioned to teams before, even if you know you're going to lose, come through, put on a show, especially towards the end of the season, right? Because your team may not make it another season, right? Like, that is just ultimately reality. Like, we'd love to see Wicked come back, especially with how they've performed this season as a newcomer team. I'd love to see them improve coming forward. But ultimately, as a professional player, you are building a profile for yourself, right? And Reckless is showing the world what he can do right now, or at least showing North America and LATAM what he can do right now, right? And they're hanging toe to toe with upper echelon right now. So I love the energy that they're coming through with. I wish we could do listen-ins during Search and Destroy, but obviously that is like sacred ground. We tried that one time and it got ruined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, we're gonna throw that person under the bus. You know who you are. You're disgusting. We love you though.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but we trusted you guys and we made a mistake. So
Yeah, well, we can only trust them as far as we can throw them. And right here, I don't even know what these guys look like. I can never overestimate my power. I can only underestimate my abilities. My
what's
abilities
the internet?
right here
So
is
it's as far as you can throw your phone, right?
Yeah. What about if I'm on PC?
Oh, well, touche. You got me.
Yeah,
you got me.
very well played. Yeah, well, we're playing a mobile game, but I'm certainly on an emulator right here. Smoke comes down. Snipes, 14 home fourth, looking to make this ever so dangerous trek through the deli site. He's looking to kill the butcher. He's getting shots in. It's vibing. Looking to wheel and Dale himself is going to be able to find one. Piggy on the drop. He's going to get another. And now it's the 4v2. The bomb is certainly making its way over. The bomb carrier opting to actually make a rotation over to deli. Hello? Question mark. Why?
Well, it's a 4v2. They kind of feel like they can do whatever they want. Pengy's able to get the plant, gets bodied. Oh, vibing!
Wrong.
Oh, I was about to say no shot, right? Yo, if Jesus would have got turned on, oh my word.
If he got turned on, would have been turned on. But Shield now, he's nowhere to get the trades. And this is a tough one. You had a amazing little patch, a little spree, a little run, and it's all on Shield to get the 1v2 clutch. Veteran looking to hold off the staircase push. No action up top, Grannies. And they just have to play time now because he has yet to find a single soul. Looking for it up top. War. Veteran, he's going to shut it down. And what was going to be a comeback is yet again going to be halted. It's going to be the 2-0, and I think that might be upper echelon booking their tickets to the show. Possibly. Contingent. It is an asterisk. That is not set in stone as of yet.
I think that does lock them in. If I'm remembering looking at the standings right, I think that one, because they can't get knocked out by Eleventy because they had a 5-point advantage over Eleventy to start, and not Mayhem and Xplicit can come away with 20 points. So at 90, I think they're safe. I think they've got themselves a playoff spot. It is largely now a 3-way fight between the NYSL Mayhem, Xplicit, and Eleventy for that number 6 spot.
Interesting. Well, I retract my statement. That is a lock-in for a top 6 seed. They are going to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Have no fear if you're a UE fan. If you're a UE fan, someone please convince them to change their logo before Tuesday, because God, I cannot stand to see that Liger coming through, that Tyon. I don't even know how to say it, bro. It just looks god-awful. Nonetheless, the plays were solid. Snipes picks up, a play from the Book of Veteran. That's right. I think it goes 14-1. I don't know. Guy had a miracle performance in the Search and Destroy on Tuesday. It was God tier, and certainly picked a scroll or script off that page himself. So 14 kills on board for Snaps. We might make fun of his name and his accent, but surely it's all love and respect.
Exactly.
To the man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's a love relationship with Snaps.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, maybe not today. I'm a little. And the funny thing is, when we jumped in the Hardpoint, I jumped in a couple seconds before you, and they were like, "I love you, Verdict." And you weren't even in the call yet.
I wasn't even there yet. Yeah. That's all love, bro. Like I said, love relationship.
So. Yeah, that was rough. That crushed my spirit for today. I was so excited. I was in the break, guys. I went and got my drink.
You were taking dubs, bro. I gotta say, you were taking massive dubs.
I went to get a drink, guys. I went to get a drink. Hear me out. I thought I was out, but I discovered I had one more frozen chocolate and peanut butter treat in the freezer that we're not gonna brand drop here because
it's a cup. It's a cup. Just say that.
It would normally be referred to as a
peanut
type
butter.
of chocolate peanut butter cup. Okay, but we had an ice cream one that was frozen in the freezer. Oh, it was bomb. It was bomb. I felt good, and then I came in, and you know what? Jesus Can Save You absolutely crushed all of my hopes. Okay,
That's terrible, bro.
It was rough. It was rough, but we're gonna take a quick break, guys, while we get geared up for our third match of the night. It's gonna be one of the most important ones of the night. One of these teams is pretty much locking their way into playoffs. And it's going to be Mayhem or it's going to be Xplicit. So you guys come through and, I guess not guaranteed locking because I think the head-to-head between those teams with Eleventy could be a factor. Anyway, it's going to be a crazy set of games that we have coming up. So we're going to take a quick break, guys, and we will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are here for, I think, the most important matchup of the night. You've got the NYSL Mayhem versus Xplicit. We have a team that we thought was going to be at, you know, the top of the standings, or at least competing at the top of the standings, that has found their struggles, right? They had some roster issues. Well, I wouldn't even necessarily say issues, as much as, you know, they were experimenting with some different roster lineups. They also had Lil B left to go visit some family in Mongolia that was out for a couple weeks. So they've certainly had their share of issues, but we know that team is amazing at the core, right? And Carlos, definitely one of the players that has been a huge impact to me. Up against Xplicit, who I have time and time again, Verdict, said that, you know, this is a team where you take the sum of its parts and you're like, bad, terrible, bad,
awful.
No, obviously, I'm just kidding, guys. They're not bad players, but we've just seen them. We've seen them on teams that just have not had any realistic impact, right? You've got largely Devious, you've got largely Storm. They were teams that came through, and we're like, man, this team kind of has some potential, but they just can't seem to get it together. That largely, I'm going to say that about Devious, but also Storm F4. They've now got players from those rosters together. Rihan, Yawn, Bright, Beetle, and Slaya is filling in today after Cartels obviously did suffer a suspension last week. And this team's kind of fire, bro. This team is kind of fire. They've been competing well. They've taken games, specifically the search and destroys off of many of the top tier teams. You know, the likes of Goofy Goobers. Pretty sure they've taken some on Sundays against Tribe. I think they made it close in Mobile Mayhem versus Tribe as well. So we know this team can definitely bring it to the table, and that could certainly be a big influence on the standings, right? I'm going to throw the standings out one more time, Verdict, so we can look at them. You've got Xplicit in 6th with 75. You've got Mayhem in 7th with 70, and you've got Eleventy in 8th with 65. Eleventy can top out at 85, Mayhem can top out at 90, Xplicit with a 2-0 can top out at 95. There's a real chance that we could see a Mayhem Eleventy tie in a 2-1, and then a 2-0 for Eleventy, but that obviously depends on their matchup with DST. So neither one of these teams should hugely feel comfortable here.
No, not at all. I think this is a make or break for both of these teams. Obviously, we're going to be looking at a best of 3 format that, you know, starts us off with a little bit of a hardpoint takeoff, followed by a search or destroy, a meltdown. And if it does go to distance, it's going to be a Dom Summit. Again, make or break situation for both teams. Xplicit sitting in a bright little sunny spot of that top 6. Now it's not so bright. It's looking kind of gloom. The final days come through, and, you know, their day of reckoning, it's going to be a day of mayhem. And that's right, mayhem's going to be in their face off the rip. I don't know if this Xplicit team, with as little as experience as they had with adversity, can handle the pressure that mayhem's about to bring. But again, vice versa. It's the last day. Anything can, you know, in reality happen. We saw Tribe get 2-0'd earlier. So, I mean, it's certainly a possibility that we could see a Mayhem team not make it to a playoff.
We absolutely could. We've got Takeoff, Hardpoint coming through. I would largely say I'm leaning on the side of NYSL Mayhem here, especially that since they have Little B back, right? But I will absolutely not put it past the performances that Xplicit brought to the table, especially in Search, but not limited to, right? Even in the matchups that, you know, they've had game 3s because they won the Search, they were able to make a lot of those dominations and a lot of those hard points very, very close against some tough competition.
I think we're not addressing the elephant in the room, and that is that Solar Season is back in this roster, and with him being back in the mix, I certainly have a little bit more of a a perspective on this team that certainly is going to be a lot more OBJ oriented, especially off the rip. And you already see it's a 22-point lead going into this P2 setup now. 25 seconds, still plenty of time. You're telling me that they have already racked up damn near half the objective time. We've still got 15 seconds. This is a big P1 that is going to just snowball into a very good P2 rotation. And I don't know if Xplicit, you know, I don't know if they anticipated this. They're anticipating a big P2 setup, and they might get spoiled here.
All right, would you go as far as to say that? And I'm adventuring pretty deep into the realm of cringe here, which is normally not my thing. That's normally you, right? Would you say that Solar Season on this team with Nero You know, they kind of have that extra OBJ sub. Would you say that they have like some BOE? Big objective energy?
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. The cringe that was involved in that statement was just so unnecessary, and I loved every second of it. Right here.
Listen, after listening to you and Hitman earlier, I had to bring some cringe to the table.
It's a boot time. Only a Canadian can love those cheeks. Obviously, you know. Speaking about the objective and the cheeks, they're getting clapped here on the P2 rotation now staircase. A little bit of a better hold here on the objective, and it's all Xplicit in the feed right now. Oh, Raballo peeks up the window from construction, doesn't peek the angles. How the hell did he get up there and didn't get noticed at first? Hello?
Well, tough to say, but we actually have a big Hardpoint P2 hold for the side of Xplicit. Now it's all about that rotation over towards P3. Yawn, gonna pick up a big kill, SKS in hand against Space. It's actually, I don't think I've watched Space yet. He's also rocking the SKS. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? He's a freak with it. Oh, Yawn, oh man. Comes through and pops Solar in the dome, takes him down. It's about a 15-point lead for the side of Mayhem as P3 has opened up. And we'll have to see if a break can come through for the side of Xplicit, or if Mayhem can extend their lead here and possibly get a good E4 rotation as well. Yeah, that SKS one-shot potential is nasty.
Yeah, it's nasty. And there was a little bit of a ring around the rosy. Here comes the 1-2 punch. Is you can see Carlinhos able to get the revenge very quickly. Back on the point now, and the focus here for the objective is going to be felt. 15 seconds left. P3 in the books now, as Beetle's going to be able to pick up some uncontested time, but he has not won a majority of his gunfights. As a matter of fact, he's 5 times negative, bro. It's literally 3 and 15, and I don't know how this team is competing at this level with someone who's selling that much. Beetle, get your wits about you. Get a little bit more confidence under your belt, because we're buckling up for P4 rotation. You've got 3 kills and 15 deaths. Make it 17. Good night, dude. It's just... Is he in the blender, or is he in the blender right now?
Well, I mean,
My guy's in the garbage disposal.
You know, after he had some of the best performances for this roster on Tuesday, it feels real bad to watch him be 4 and 17 for sure. Rihan, normally one of the players top fragging for this team, where the hell has he been that he's only been part of 11 damn gunfights, bro?
Tough, bro. It's tough.
He's 3 and 8.
Yeah,
where were you?
I don't know if the assists are real or what the case is. The attack 5 is going to be popped. The buckle up for a push is the P4 objectives about 20 seconds within closing. Carlinhos is looking to push the front door. He's going to get success there, but guess what? Rihan, he's there with attack 5 as well. Doesn't win the gunfight, but sets his teammate up. Bright, who's going to be able to stay alive with a slither of health himself. Now is 5 seconds left. Scrap time still very scrappy. P1's abound as we're getting geared up for it. What are we thinking? Quick listen-ins with the side of Xplicit while things are pretty young in the matchup, but also while they're still keeping it competitively close.
Let's make it happen.
Hardpoint lost.
Yeah, nigga, why?
Alrighty, chat. We're gonna hop on out of there, because that was abrupt. Okay, I think Verdict's gonna hang out down there a little bit, but we've got 27-point lead for the side of the Mayhem right now in Xplicit. You know, this is an issue we had with Devious before. Okay, and well, it
Oh, bro, listen, I did a listen-in earlier with FN420, and, you know, based off the name, you would think, yeah, they're going to be explicit. Well, they were kind of explicit. They apologized immediately after, and it was way more harsh than what we just heard. Let me tell you.
I think I jumped in a couple seconds before you.
Oh, yeah, I think you did. How bad was it before I jumped in?
Do you remember when we stopped doing listen-ins with Devious before?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. It was along those lines. That's tough.
Yeah, it was those lines. It wasn't along them. It was those lines.
Oh my God, that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, like the second we
sold right there. Well, you know, it wasn't me. I had, you know, relied on good hopes and intentions, and those intentions were thrown out the window. And Xplicit, it's your fault, not mine.
No, we will try to. We might try to get another listen in. We'll give him another shot later.
Maybe.
It's the last day of the season. They could be out here today. We'll give them one more opportunity. But we'll also try to get a listen. Yeah. We'll also get a listen in with Mayhem for you guys too.
Yeah. Well, right now it's a 50-point advantage. As you can see, P2's locking down. Only about 25 seconds left on the objective, and there's nobody in sight to contest. And things are starting to get a little out of hand here for the boys over at Xplicit. You heard the comms. I didn't get a chance to hear all of them, but when I jumped in, I heard some pretty explicit ones, and their name's explicit for a reason. Now as we are explicitly getting geared up for that P3 rotation, what are you thinking? Now is a great time, better than ever, to jump in with NYSL Mayhem. I'm sure their comms going to be a little bit more cleaner.
Let's go ahead and go down there.
Top blue.
No. Two main, one secret, one main.
P1.
Secret. Oh, fuck. Lounge. Too low, they got check 5. Going all the way around. I have time. Play life. I'm gonna pinch ticket.
I got one.
I'm gonna pinch what's
I got 80 tiles.
Stairs.
Secret. Yeah, it's one secret.
Secret.
Watch your health.
I'm smoking in.
Connector.
Yeah, connected back. I got flanked. What the fuck?
One more side.
Dead.
Hey, come back from him.
Top.
No, yeah, not on there.
No, one shot top. One man lunge.
Hey, we could also play new.
Oh, one shot.
Turret.
You have a new on the stairs? Oh, no, stairs.
Can you?
What the fuck? Top red.
Turret.
Top red is one shot. One back red. Hey, we gotta
Turret
get
it.
new control.
I'm gonna east side.
One shot.
I got him.
Secret. Blue.
Pinch on point. Play on points.
There's three on hill, three on top, all three funnel top. All three funnel top.
I'm watching middle.
I got your middle bed. Hey, three on hill, one secret. Three on hill, one secret right now.
Blue top.
All right, ton of energy in those comms verdicts. That was a team that wants to win. If I've heard one all season.
Oh, could you tell by Space's like panic? Oh, they're on me! Or was it Little B who?
Little B and Raballo mostly.
God, bro. Little B's comms are just they're S tier. Unlike his fast food chain of choice, obviously his favorite is McDonald's. And bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I can trust anybody who puts McDonald's in their like top tier list of favorites. Obviously, there's problems that you have to address, and obviously, it's not the gameplay, though, so we'll let the gameplay speak for itself. He's sitting on 35, good night, plus 10 positive, and Raballo, 32 and 20, a solid game indeed for Mayhem. They got a 53-point lead going into a third P1 reset now as points about to open up, and I don't know if they'll be able to close it out here. I'm sure the points would reflect that it will, but, I mean, come on now, how often do we see 53 points get off of, a P1 rotation?
Well, we have seen it, but yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Not something that's very common. Space wasn't kind of a dirty angle there, but wasn't able to find anything with it. Pulls out the Sparrow, gets flashbanged immediately. He's able to at least find one, but he's forced to spam a lot of that out. Gets a hit marker on Beetle, who did burn his Vortex as well. Now Little B pushing up through over towards mid, trying to deny some of that time, maybe get some of their own. Beetle gonna find an extra kill before getting absolutely laced. And Yawn making a rotation up towards top, trying to get that cap. What was that, Yawn? What were you doing there, bud? He went all the way up the stairs. He was outside. He was right where he was now. Ran up the stairs just to jump out the window and back up to where he was before.
Yeah, he's trying to get information, right? He's trying to peek his head, play a little bit of a heady. Right now, it's P2 bound, where you can see this certainly come to an end. It's 229 and 172. Xplicit, they're trying to hang on by a thread, and it is certainly going to be Carlinhos' hope right here. He wins one big one. Yawn's going to get shut down. Raballo pushes the staircase. The Godheady on the trash can site is felt now. It's Little B with the Annihilator. One down, looking for the second. Well, guess what? You got your teammate right there to open the floodgates with you. Is going to brick one space, going to be able to get the refrag. But it's not going to be enough for Mayhem to get on the point now. The hills are not going to be hop. Slaya, last-ditch effort, pulls out the Purifier, gets roasted himself. Now, Rihan bricks one, bricks two there. It is going to be the second one. Actually, doesn't brick. It is going to be Raballo getting shut down. Now, Solar on the objective, looking to bring it in for the long haul. Well, guess what? You don't have enough points to close it out on, can you?
Big frag comes through for Slaya. Slaya actually finds make it 4 in the feed for himself. Taking down Raballo and Xplicit. They're hanging in on this matchup. They're sitting down 40 points right now, but we have seen comebacks happen from this point. In fact, Verdict, we certainly saw one earlier today, so I will not count Xplicit out yet, but with only 12 points to go, it's certainly not looking bad for the side of the Mayhem right now.
No, it's not indeed. Now they're going to be on P3.
Do we want to give him one more shot?
Hell no. What are you thinking, bro? Are you? I would ask you if you were, you know, a certain element that wasn't, you know, the normal state of mind, but we are obviously in the broadcast. Beetle is going to be able to get the last-ditch effort with that grab vortex.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. We'll give him one more shot. It's the last day.
I'm going to stick here just waiting
right.
around.
Back in there,
Yeah.
stack.
Just stack. Push.
No.
It's all good.
Well, it was looking like they were going to make that break, so I was like, let's go hear how it goes. Listen, I'm going to be honest, actually kind of fire at the end of the game comms there. I was hoping that break was going to work out for them, but immediately, as soon as the game ended, it's all good. You know, they're getting ready for next. They know Search and Destroy is their game. So I'm glad I jumped in. I don't care what you say, I'm glad I jumped in there.
Wait. I kind of dig Space's little emotes at the end, dude. It was like the little blocks being thrown together. Yeah. It kind of had like the sounds of Crab Game coming through. I was like, man, I kind of got sparked right there. Well, nonetheless, his gameplay certainly was electrifying too. 45 and 27. Never underestimated the power of the SKS in his hands. Certainly, it was a power and a force to be reckoned with Yon. I think he was the only one that like had a huge impact as far as KD goes. Because you look at it, primarily it was Beetle going negative 20, 30. My guy dropped 50 deaths, bro. But still managed to pick up a minute.
I would say he brought it back a lot from where he was at, right? I mean, we were talking about him being, what, 4 and 18 at one point?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Well, 3 and 15 at one point, and then, I mean, to be where he started to where he ended, certainly brought it in, but 50 deaths on me, that's more than almost all the interactions that Rehan had altogether.
It is
that's
close.
a lot of deaths, bro.
Damn close. Rehan was in 54 gunfights, so you're not wrong. Listen, Chigs, I can't
believe you mentioned his name on broadcast. Why would you even do that?
He complained earlier that we don't acknowledge him anymore.
Look,
okay?
This is a broadcast, bro. This is a show for everyone to enjoy. This is not a personal highlight or shout out mention. Okay? So get your priority straight, Mr.
We were going to that listening with the rotation. If you looked at the map, was looking like Xplicit might have had a good backside rotation. I thought maybe they're going to get in here and at least contest a little bit, extend this game. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. They probably don't. And they all just got absolutely wiped on their face. The Purifier came out, and I mean,
it was good that you made a comment that their comms were, hey, it's all right, we'll get them in the next game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was the most positive I've heard those players ever. Sure. So I'll give them that. Again, Search and Destroy has been their game, and we're getting ready to head into a Search and Destroy on Meltdown. One of my favorite Search maps, Verdict, and for good reason. It, I think, really, in my opinion, I think it really captures what the Search and Destroy experience should be, right, for a map.
Yes.
You can look at... so Express might be, like, the greatest map that Call of Duty has ever produced. Okay?
Ever.
That is...
Easy.
That is raw fact. It is an exact mirror. There's not a side that gets an advantage in any way, shape, or form. And I dig that about Express. Meltdown, it's close to an exact mirror as far as side to side, like offense to defense. The bombs are located in the middle.
It's a vertical map instead of it being a horizontal one.
Yeah,
whereas,
if you hamburger style it, right? You hamburger fold it. Very, very close, but it largely offers multiple playstyles, right? You've got long range engagements on the B site, and you've got close range engagements on the A site, and I think that is a phenomenal way to set up a map for Search and Destroy, because you have teams that excel at one things or another, and more specifically, you can develop deeper strategies when you can switch things up mid-game, right? You could have a sniper loadout and push B twice, get absolutely dumpstered, and then full MAC-10 send it to A to try to bring things back, right? So
yeah,
I love it. So I think we're just waiting on one player to reconnect for Mayhem or possibly a substitution coming in, and he will get this game going for you. Everybody from Xplicit is ready though, so.
Yeah, I think it's Space who needs to rejoin back up. I
Yes.
think this map is, you know, as far as the psychological like thought processes for Search or Destroy, this is one of those maps that are certainly can get the better of you if you allow your opponent to take advantage of a crucial A push. You're successful there. You really throw your opponents off for a loop, push B. There's so many different variations to throw off your opponent on this map alone. Meltdown is a classic for a reason. And the fact that we get to see it in Search or Destroy, it's a delight. I don't think I'd ever want to see it in any other game mode. Maybe Control. I think that might be interesting to see, but I don't even think Hardpoint is even an option, and I don't even know if Control is actually an option either. So, Domination was disgusting to watch. It's one of those not as bad as Hackney Yard or not Crossfire, but yeah, or Crossfire. Crossfire might be, you know, a toss-up too. I think Crossfire and Meltdown are very similar as far as Dom plays out. You have one side that has an advantage. It's not a lopsided one like on Hackney Yard. I just can't believe that map even made it through the map pool selection for Dom at one point. It was just, ugh. Anytime we buckled up for a game 3 and it was a Domination Hackney Yard.
Playable in all 3 modes.
I mean, there's no way you could cast that. It's just sloppy.
I still don't think Hackney Yard was as bad as Crossfire. I mean, they're both terrible.
No, he was way worse than Crossfire.
You say that, but I just hated Crossfire with such a passion.
No, Crossfire plays a lot better than Hackney Yard and Domination.
I like the map for Crossfire, but Dom just absolutely kills it for me. So I'm certainly excited to. I would say equal parts excited and equal parts fearful for the Control map pool. What about you?
What'd you say?
I'm equal parts excited and equal parts fearful about what the map pool's gonna look like with Control coming into the mix.
Oh yeah, I would literally have to jump into COD Mobile and see what maps are actually available to play on Control before I started making any kind of guesses, because at this point I'm sitting here trying to like think it through of like how and what map could be a possible opportunity. I think maps that are like this, that are, you know, vertical instead of horizontal, have a better opportunity at making for better plays in Control, but also at the same time, you just never really know until you get your hands on it.
Well, and the problem with a lot of the maps, and this is maybe a little bit more than opinion, and this is like an actual like factor, is that a lot of these maps were designed before Control was a game mode, right? So you get a lot of maps, and Hardpoint existed at some point during that map's life, right? Or a variation, right? Because obviously Takeoff, Standoff is a whole conundrum there. So I'm just, you know, I love Meltdown for Search. I feel like I would love Meltdown for Control, but it's not playable in Hardpoint. So does that make it okay for Champs?
I think so. I think so.
In our opinion, yes, but does COD Mobile think that's true?
Oh my God, this was such a phenomenal round start for the side of NYSL Mayhem, and then all of a sudden Carlinhos doesn't peek his corner, goes for the bomb plant, gets absolutely canned with no kind of repercussions. And there it was, Space gets dropped up top, the snipe off. He does find one before he goes, but that round ended in such a dramatic fashion that left Carlinhos all by himself. It was just, I think it was Rapallo that went for the bomb plant, not Carlinhos. Obviously, as Carlinhos was the last one alive right here. He is certainly looking to get this bomb plant down a little quicker than he had last round. Now it's a 2v5 ensues. Slaya picks up a big kill on Solar, who was at the bottom of the staircase, or looking at the top of the ladder site, rather. As we see Space find another one, and now it's all on Slaya. The 1v3, the dreams out the window. It's Ribaldo holding the staircase down. Ooh, baby. Hot shots.
And that MAC-10 is no joke in the close range. Like, Ribaldo took some shots, maybe considered reloading and re-challenge.
Just didn't anticipate the reach out, yeah.
Yep. Oh, Slaya! Coming through, taking down Space, and Carlos clutching up the 1v3. Yo, hold on. Hear me out.
Bruh!
Cartels is sitting out today because obviously he broke the rules, right? Like, Whether it was like truly malicious or not.
We're gonna cry over spilled milk here. He's
But
out.
My point is,
Slaya-
Slaya coming through, subbing in for the team, clutches a 1v3 against Mayhem to go up 2-0. Absolutely worth. Absolutely worth.
Enemy down. Bomb spotted.
No, he's kind of frying right now. 5 on board, 5 and 1. It's now Little B.
Right now.
Yeah.
This is back-to-back rounds where they had just the best setups, and it gets spoiled off of one player, one play. Slaya was the one player last round, and the collective effort was, you know, the first round's objective. Right now, it's Little B. He's in a 1v2 scenario. He's got plenty of time to play with. The bad thing is the bomb's down, and I think Rehan is about to, you know, run right over it. He does get the call out, and there's going to be, you know, some serious, you know, answers to be dealt with as the rounds a quarter up here. Certainly 2 players are going to be in his face.
Absolutely. Well, Little B, we saw a 1v3 clutch last round. You've already found one of those 3. You've got 50 seconds to work with. Can you bring this one home for Mayhem? Obviously, you know, we're playing with a sub in. We don't have Nero for the side of Mayhem, and he's been certainly at least a star player. And that's going to be the bomb picked up. You can see both players starting to react a little bit by the side of Xplicit, but Little B still challenges the A site. Gets dropped by Rehan, and that's going to be a 3-0 lead for the side of Xplicit.
I mean, how many times are they going to ego chow A and, you know, fall flat on their face? Obviously, they were in 3 rounds in a row where things just looked so damn good off the rip, and everything just kind of crumbles underneath them. That round probably not as close as the first 2, but a 3-1 scenario, how does that go, you know, without kind of any kind of, like, you know, repercussions, right? How does that happen? How do you not make someone pay for a round like that?
Mayhem are at least answering back this round. They've got a 3-for-1 trade to open things off, and Slaya was one of them. Rehan able to take down Space. We do have Yawn mid as well. Nice jump. Takes down Carlos. That's going to bring things to a 2v2, but Little B with rotation from behind, able to pick that one up. Now it's Rehan. He's got 5 on board. He's got to find 2 kills. And with a sniper pushing A, sure, quickscope, one of the quickest time to kill in the game. Bro, you're going up against 2 MAC-10s. You basically died to a sniper with the MAC-10 in play.
It's like one of those one-hit shotguns, right? I mean, you ADS, and by the time you ADS, the person's dead.
Hear me out. The MAC-10 is a shotgun that just keeps shooting, right? I mean, it's like almost like a Jack-12.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that's banned from competitive. Yet we still see, you know, the MAC-10 in play. Yeah. Ego chows all across the board. 3-1 lead. Still in favor of Xplicit. They are allowing the Ego chows to continue. The bomb's going to be planted. Nuclear stack could be a safe haven without a player advantage. Bomb's going to go down. And we'll see the 5v4 retake. It's going to have to be smooth operator style now. Little B is going to be spotted. Rehan looking to deal with him. Rehan gets laced, but the refrag there for Slaya. He is right back in it now. It's a 3v4. Player advantage still in favor of Xplicit. About 25 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, Rabalo's able to find a big one onto Yawn. Carlos looking for Bright. Couldn't quite get it. Space is there for the refrag. Space, maybe a time you should have had a Banana Mac picked up. Rabalo finds one. Oh, challenges too soon.
Damn.
That's taken. Dude, Slaya is literally frying so hard right now. He's hard carrying. They wanted to play Cartels today. Not saying Cartels is bad, but Slaya is almost single-handedly saving their search and destroy right now. Fair. Bright's got 7, but all of the clutch plays that have saved rounds, Slaya.
All night long, bro. We might be buckling up for a game 3. Some playoff hopes and dreams looking like they might be some nightmares here in this search or destroy. 4-1 lead. As we flip sides, Mayhem have fallen, but they are not out. Still going to be able to get their chance on the defense right now. It's going to be Rehan finding first blood in the form of Carlinhos. We 2 met. Will certainly Space able to answer the question, have you 2 met as well? So Rehan's dropped. It's 1-for-1s. The bomb has made its way over to the B site. No ego chows for Xplicit. The play it is safe, and certainly looking to safely get this bomb plant down now. It's minute 18 on the clock. Space still holding the top side of the boiler room now as one's making a flank. It's going to be Solar on the prowl. And I think he's going to be read like a book, and his Slayer right there, man, just has an answer for everything.
Well, I was looking at the scoreboard and looking at the matchups, and if Xplicit make the comeback, they end up winning 2-1. They're locked in for playoffs.
Yeah.
If Mayhem win 2-0, they're locked in for playoffs. But if Mayhem win 2-1, then Eleventy can tie them in score, and they have the head-to-head advantage. Eleventy won that matchup 2-1. So this is an important matchup for Mayhem in space. The no-scope coming through big there, takes down Bright, making it a 2 versus 1 advantage. Picks up the Banana Mac, finds Yawn, but not finding the kill shot. And now it's a 1v1 between Little B and Space. There's
not enough time. Look at the clock. It's 15 seconds on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He didn't even go for the bomb.
Little B's... Oh, my God, Little B! The timing!
Oh, my...
Bro, I quit. I'm done. What the hell are we watching? What is this? I'm looking at it. He's peeking the angle. He knows exactly where he's coming from. He's like, well, maybe he's going to come out of Boiler Room and come through the spawn site. You know, in a little bit of uncertainty. And that lack of confidence right there led him to that little bit of decision-making. And he unpeaked the angle. And here comes Jean plowing right through it like a freight train. He doesn't stop. He shuts him down. And we're on map point. Ladies and gentlemen, we're possibly looking at a situation where we're going to a game 3. Mayhem still not able to seal the deal. Xplicit, they're rocking and rolling, wanting that game 3.
Yeah, and again, a game 3, even if Mayhem win, that's not a comfortable spot for them to be in because they lose the head-to-head with Eleventy, who arguably, they're going up against DST. Do I think Eleventy realistically 2-0s DST with the way that they have been playing? Possibly, but
possible.
It's possible.
So that's too many factors to consider, though, right?
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, we're playing with we're rolling the dice here. Some might say.
For keeps. I play for keeps.
Playing for pink slips, boy.
Hey, yo, let's go.
Technically, if they're playoff spots, right?
Yeah, they're playoff spots right now.
Someone takes it all, someone doesn't.
Yeah. Right here, it's all for all, and it's a collective effort. It's going to need to be felt here as the comeback is certainly rising. It is going to be Rehan on the push. The refrag certainly on point. Right collects the bomb. They're going to go ahead and get the A push down and packed. 40 seconds on the clock. It's going to be pushed back up to 45 now. As you can see, Beetle still sitting on a fat donut, but can give the call outs at a proper one kill. Makes a difference. Gets first. Goes for the reload. Bro, you still have like 40 bullets in there. Come on, take Rapallo down, homie. I am just so shook at this Search and Destroy performance so far.
Hear me out, dude. How many times have you died reloading an LMG that you shot 8 bullets out of? Just, you're like, oh, I'm gonna reload real quick.
You know what? That's exactly why I don't use LMGs, homie.
But I mean, the reality is like any gun, right? Like you got an AR in hand, you fire off a couple bullets, you're like, and there's no action going on, I might as well reload real quick. Boom, someone's gonna come around the corner. And
look, there's 2 players left. The chances of them playing collectively are a lot higher. Just saying.
I agree.
Just saying.
I agree. Sometimes the desire to reload gets the best of us. What if you needed those 3 extra bullets to get the kill?
Well, you know, it didn't matter. The calls came through. Rapallo gets dropped. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got your refreshments handy. I hope you've got everything down and packed because we are in for the long haul. It is the best of 3 going to that 3rd domination game. And I see a little bit of chicanery right here. Look at this. There's 4 players in the scoreboard right here for Mayhem. What's going on? Are we seeing... Was that Solar who dropped out?
I think so.
That's a rip. Maybe he had a malfunction. Maybe he had... We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That's a rip,
I mean,
though.
we can give him the benefit of the doubt, but the reality is we enforce the rule to a T.
No, absolutely.
So that could certainly be an issue. Of course... You know, you were mentioning that Solar coming in, you know, he's another one of those big OBJ players. They've at least hopefully got Nero ready to go, right? Because that is, I mean, that is like the OBJ king right there, right?
I don't think Nero's on the objective for the night. I think if he was available, he'd be in the VC. I don't see him in the VC. I think I think they got to play with what they got unless Nero can make combinations. But, you know, again, with this roster, knowing what I've seen so far, it's been, you know, if anybody's playing or making a sub in, you normally see them in the VC regardless.
All right. Well, We will certainly see, guys. We're getting ready to head into game 3. We are gonna get that summit domination between Xplicit and Mayhem, and well, it's a deciding game, right? Again, if Xplicit win this, they've locked themselves in. If Mayhem gets this, then game 4 becomes even more important. So, listen, I mean, a 6-1 win in Search against Mayhem, I mean, that is a feat.
All right. Well, we're getting words in. It does look like the game crashed. So fortunate enough for Mayhem, they are going to be able to rock and roll with that 5th player. It is certainly a domination game that we're going to see be deciding factor of what could possibly be for the remainder of the night. This is going to paint the picture for us. The story it's being told. Search and Destroy was just not successful. And is it just me, or has Mayhem just not been as solid on Search as they used to be? Have they just been a little bit more geared towards respawns, which makes sense? Obviously, you start series off
Again,
in a
they
good
have
foot.
largely been experimenting with roster as well. I think that's a big
Yeah.
factor
I get that. I get that.
overlooked. But
Well,
I mean,
if you
this
go
is
back
where it
to your
counts.
roots, if you go back to your roots, it couldn't be that hard to, find 3 rounds on that Search and Destroy, right? They found 1 day.
It is
One.
it is quite possible. Oh, we never smashing on the scoreboard screen. Yeah, I mean, this is a big game for both of these teams, right? So we obviously want within reason the best opportunity for both of these teams. Hopefully we can get the issue at hand sorted out. But
Wait, there's an issue?
well, I mean, we had one player.
Yeah, I told you the player's game crashed.
Did we have them like actually disconnect before the game ended?
I have no idea.
I don't remember either. Waiting on a word from admin, guys, and we'll get you here soon. All right, we are gonna take just a quick 1-minute break, guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are back. We are sorry about the confusion there. We had to go back and the admins had to review some footage. It does look like Solar did disconnect during the round, and the game ended. So his game did crash in the middle of the round, and that is why he was not on the scoreboard at the end. It was not the kill cam bug, so he is going to be allowed to play during this game. So we are getting ready to gear up for our Domination, and that is, again, going to be on Summit. So hopefully we will be geared up for that here shortly. Looks like we're just waiting on a couple players to ready up, and we'll get you guys in the action. We are sorry about the quick break there, but obviously we just had a couple things on the back end to figure out, and I think we're going to be good to go for this Dom. And again, this is a big deciding one for not only these two teams, because obviously we talked about it earlier. If Xplicit win, right, like they're in playoffs, period. If Mayhem win, that game 4 with Eleventy and DST becomes so crazy important.
Yeah, it does. It goes back to that. Obviously, chat didn't see this, but I submitted a GIF. I'm sorry, in the Discord broadcast channel, and it literally had Alan from The Hangover trying to process formulas to figure out what was going on. That was me trying to figure out who's going to make it in today and who's not. Well, right now, this game is certainly going to be just another one of those, formulas added into the Mayhem. And right here, it's not looking good for the side of NYSL. Right now, it's a 5v5. As you can see, the Domination game has started. We've got a C cap coming through, question mark, finally able to do the deed, and a half cap coming through on the B side. So a little bit of progress here for the side of Xplicit.
Have a little bit coming through and make it a cap. As the BC does come through for the side of Xplicit, they do have the advantage having the C site right now. And you can see the Mayhem pushing up, trying to get that flip. And if you look here, we've got Bright and Beetle and now Rehan that have spawned out at A. We've got potentially the C flip coming in. Raballo does get taken down as well, but Carlos here to clutch up for the team, just barely unable to get the C cap. And Space gets gunned down too. Xplicit. Oh man, this is a crazy match already.
It's already, yeah. I mean, we got a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem. Obviously, it wouldn't be mobile mayhem without a little bit of chaos and mayhem in the mix. Slaya adding a lot of more fuel to the fire. The B cap is going to be held off, but there's no home flag for Xplicit. What are they doing? Are they just bunkering down for the B?
Spawned out.
Well, they're spawned out, yeah, but look at the big interaction there for Bright. He's going to be able to clear off the A side, but the spawns have flipped yet again, and 3 players are about to barge in. Now as the home flag is going to be capped quickly. Little B finds the 2-piece there. Bright's going to spawn out. C is going to be traded yet again. And there's no consistency here in the Domination game day.
All right, well, only a 2-point lead for the side of Xplicit right now. Space trying to make the break in. Rocking the Kilo. We, obviously heard from him earlier in the season that, he wasn't just going to be an SKS warrior, that he was really practicing with the Kilo just for a little bit more versatility for the team when it's needed. And he's trying to make that happen right now. Raballo here comes through for the refrag. The TAC 5 is popped by Xplicit, and Slaya, he is continuing that energy from that search and destroy. He's got 7 on board. You saw him running like a madman through there, finds a couple kills. Does look like we largely get a re-break into the hill, but Beal's tucked away in the corner. Oh, finds 1. And the team is here to help him clear off the B. Raballo is going to find an extra one, but Slaya is here, stops the progress. Might even be able to heal up and clear out a little bit here.
Man.
Oh, Pain pulled out the Purifier to get dropped.
Yes, look, he's got the Purifier still in his pocket. He just has to earn it a little bit, a little bit more. It's not a complete reset, so it's not a large loss now as the B cap is going to finally come through for Mayhem, and now it's a little bit of time for consistency for them as they found himself in a little bit of deficit. Here comes the operators. 1 kill on board for Little B, looking for a second. Little B is going to find Beetle right there. And that is going to be a lot of map control here and a lot of deficit overcome. Oh, Bricks 1, Rehan catches him on the second. That's 3 now. 11 on board, looking for the 4th. Is going to find it. One more. Not quite a flawless one, but his timer's going to expire there. They're looking for the triple cap date. And we're starting off looking good for the side of Xplicit. Now looking like it could be a little bit of an upset.
I think let's go ahead and let's do listen and who you want to go in with.
Just chance it, and I'll let you, take the lead.
I'm gonna deafen Discord when we first go in, just to see.
Deafen?
Well, not deafen, but I'm gonna mute it on stream.
You're gonna mute it. Okay, got it.
One snow.
P2.
Nigga, bro. That shit is.
All right, chat. Well, we should have known better. We should have absolutely known better. But we wanted to believe in the second.
What the hell? Like, why? Why? It's like they waited for us to jump in the VC and just drop the biggest, worst slur they could, man.
But it was also like the slow emphasis too. I was like, well, yeah, let's go ahead and dip out of here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Never again.
We try to be as family friendly as possible. We understand the heat of the moment where sometimes a cuss gets slipped, but we got to draw the line somewhere, right? So a triple cap comes through for the side of Mayhem. They end up bringing back the lead into their favor, and they're going to have about 19 points in their favor going into the second half, as well as they're going to start with that C side control. In fact, I think I even saw maybe a streak available. I did. We've got a lightning and a cluster available for space closing out the end of that round.
Yeah, SKS Warrior, my butt, bro, is popping off right now with the Kilo. It is certainly making an impact here for this Mayhem squad. They need all the impact in the world here, as their life is on the line here for a playoff berth. Obviously, it's not in their hands after this one. They could close it out in 2, and they might feel the burn later on. Right now, let them enjoy the good times now, as Little B looking for some action on B. He's going to find a good time with the Annihilator. Look at that. It is going to be right in the face, but the C-Cap flipped right underneath them. Slay going to find 2, as he does pull out the Purifier. Doesn't drop immediately upon doing so. Now, pressure's high. Mayhem got a split AC cap. They're going to be able to hold on for both of them for now, as B is still up in limbo. It is going to be Slay is shutting it down. Finally shuts himself out. Rehan's still there to hold the B flag, but still no home flag for Xplicit.
Yeah, Solar doing a great job locking down A. He does eventually fall, but that was a good bit of play coming from him, helping the team extend the lead even without the B control, but allowing the team to progress into B, or attempt to progress into B, right? By holding the enemies back. We do get a Pred missile out of Xplicit, but it doesn't quite come through. It doesn't find anything, at least. The second one does. Slaya takes down Little B. The Gravity Vortex from Beetle goes to waste. And we still have a cluster for space. I think he just died while using it. No, it's just bugged. So he has a cluster. It says he's got a lightning strike as well at the top, but we have already used that one.
All right, well, I'm thinking about it right here. You can see a little bit of pressure riding. Can the side of Mayhem handle it? It is getting a little intense, too close to call. I think we do want to listen. Can they handle the pressure here? The triple cap looks like it might be a factor. Here comes the cluster strike. They're burning the streaks now. Day, let's go ahead. While the comms are hot, I'm sure they are, we'll go ahead and jump in with NYSL Mayhem and see how they can close this one out in 2-1 fashion.
Shitter, garbage kid. I got C did.
Hey, go away.
Someone pick up my top.
P to lid, one to
Top, days,
Yeah,
one,
push
C.
up. Hey, yeah, I can't, yo, push up C. They're gonna push up C. Hey, yo, we gotta hold B.
Gondola dead.
Go B, run B, go straight B, go fucking straight B.
There's 2 on C. You guys gotta hold that.
One shot. B dead.
Alright, that's one. Just count your kills. Hey, yo, we have too much top.
B.
They got tech. Nice.
There's 3 on B. There's 2 on B. Hey, we got C side.
Two eyes on the cage on the cage.
Cage, one try.
Watch your cage, he's in cage. Watch your cage, like a cage.
I got two bottom. Dead. One more bottom. Bottom. Nice, guys. Go B, Jambi now.
Yeah, Jambi. I'm gonna push up green side here.
Front.
I'm watching con.
Missed now. Stop there.
Nice. They're gonna get the ace one. I'm gonna see some.
Good pickup.
Nice. Holding C. One top, mid stairs. He went top.
Top. Open. Go see.
Get it.
Yeah, 2C. Cap A now.
My team.
Shitter! God damn, you're garbage,
Alright, good
dude.
cluster.
Fucking retire already.
Nice.
Top dead.
Fucking shitter, dude.
Be advised. Hostile.
All right. Well, Little B, about as toxic as we can expect, right? The triple cap comes in. I really...
In the words of one of our best admins ever of all time, hello, Breh.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I can't even formulate a better sentence than that right here. The comms, certainly dicey, certainly spicy, and right now it is going to be Mayhem able to, kind of celebrate momentarily because you can't fully celebrate knowing that you don't have a locked-in spot for a playoff berth, right?
That's true. But the second DST picks a single map up, they can take a breath, right? We're deep into triple cap territory, and not only that, but there's not time left on the board. One of the key moments of that listening that I want to make a call out on was Space letting the team know they're going to be on C. Cap A now drops the cluster strike on C. They get the triple cap for a couple seconds. They lock in their dub, and the 200 to 161 win does come through for the side of the Mayhem. They pick themselves up 15 points. Don't go home empty-handed for the side of Xplicit, but unfortunately they're not.
They do
gonna
go
be in the
home
running.
empty-handed. I don't even know why you're even trying to,
They get 5 points on the scoreboard,
look,
but
5 points on the scoreboard and a chance at money. They go home empty-handed, homie. There ain't no way.
fair point.
Oh wait. Okay, never mind. I was looking at something else. I was in the wrong channel, dude. I swear to God, I saw it right there. I was like, bro, we can't catch a break. I'm in the score, talking like, bro, what the hell are we listening to? Why? Look, you heard that from Space. You know what I heard? I heard Little B just absolutely, like, just 100%. I heard chat. He's learned a new cuss word, and certainly it is heard 100% in the Discord calls, the VC listens, and I think that's the only thing that helps. I can't say that we heard some solid comms. I mean, they were flowing for Mayhem, but let's be real. Come on. You guys got to clean it up a little bit, both sides. Xplicit, I got to commend you, not for your VC listeners, because they are disgraceful, they're terrible, and they're out of, just out of fashion, bro. Just get some new vocabulary. Put the words out that don't need to be in there. But I do got to commend you for a hell of a season. You threw us for a loop in this series alone, and you also threw us for a loop in a lot more, and I cannot wait to see what you bring to the tables for the next qualifiers, because they didn't make a top 8 spot. Well, yeah, they actually do. Did they get a guaranteed spot unlike EU? Or do they have to go through qualifiers again? That's a question. Because this team has something, they have a lot of energy, they have a lot of work to do in, comms in particular, just a few words subtracting, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't make the rules, and I
I
hardly pay attention
volunteer.
to
I volunteer, bro.
All right, well, big game comes through at the end there for the Mayhem. 34-19 for Little B, top fragging for the team. Slaya, dude, was fragging out today. The search, they won convincingly, right? It was 6-1, but he was a large factor in them winning 6-1, right? He clutched up, I think, 3 rounds for the team there. Comes through in the domination, puts up 32 and 21 for the team with 11 captures. Bro was putting in mad work, but just wasn't enough. And Yawn, I mean, he's normally one of the players top fragging for this team, and he unfortunately did not have a good summit. Came down with a 12 and 28. At least did get 7 captures, which I would say is a pretty respectable number, right? You got people that are allergic to the OBJ, like Little B with 4 and Space with 4, and so that's okay sometimes, right? That's okay, but that is gonna close out our 3rd game of the night, and now we're getting ready to roll into DST versus Eleventy, game 4, or match 4. Got anything to say about that one, Verdict, before we take a quick break?
Oh, this is it, bro. This is for all the marbles. Eleventy, all you have to do is close it out in 2-0 fashion. You put yourself in a position to guarantee your spot in the playoffs. One hiccup, you're out. That's it. So, yeah, this is the moment that we've been all waiting for you. Are you going to show up and put up the numbers that are respected enough to get you into the seed, or you're out? That's all I got to say.
All right, guys, we will be right back. All right, chat, we are sorry about the extended break there. We were getting these players into the lobby and getting everything sorted out on our end. But it is now the most important match of the night for Eleventy here. This is their last opportunity to save themselves a position, and it's going to be an absolutely monumental effort if they're gonna pull it off, right? They not only need to beat DST, one of the top teams currently in the LATAM standings, and one of the top 4 teams in the NA standings at that, but they have to beat them 2-0. And with the way DST have been playing, I am not fully convinced Eleventy have it in them, because they've been pretty inconsistent this season.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of what Eleventy team is going to show up tonight, right? If you get the Eleventy that looked so solid at the beginning of the season, looked like they could take on the world and then some, we've got ourselves a pretty interesting matchup. But if it's the same Eleventy that we've seen the past few weeks kind of lose their focus and not necessarily pull the trigger when necessary, we've got a problem on our hands, which that problem could be inherited to Mayhem. It could be an actual fortune, as they'll be guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. But it's all a matter of how Eleventy plays this series alone. We've come down to the last day of the regular season, in the last series of the regular season, and I don't know how much more dramatic we can get.
All right, before we do the maps, I want to ask you one thing, Verdict. You've got to see DST play.
Did you just call me Wordic?
No, but I should have.
You should have.
We should have. We've seen a couple of the players for Eleventy have some of like the just most amazing performances, and then we've also seen some that have just maybe had some underwhelming performances. I'm gonna put Alexei in that kind of star player for the lineup. I'm gonna put Wiru in one of the star players for the lineup. I love Cheto. Okay, I love Cheto. Yeah, he was one of my favorite snipers to watch back when iPads were allowed. Okay. The consistency has not been. You know what? I hate to do this, but I'm going to go as far as to say that he's been a very consistent player on the side of Eleventy, and that's not a good sign, right? It's been consistently underperforming. So if he can have an impactful performance here today, I think he could be a difference maker. If you had to pick like a most impactful and least impactful player for DST, or least consistent, who are the two names that ring a bell for you here in this matchup?
I don't know if I can ping two, but I don't even know if I can ping one, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think
you wouldn't even put Legend as like a star player for this team.
Oh, I thought you said a.
I wanted both ends of the spectrum.
Okay,
I wanted the top of the top, and then maybe
Legend / Aramis, and then a bottom performer, potentially Overshoot.
Okay. And again, that's not to disrespect. This is we know these players have the talent that can compete, right?
Okay, interesting.
So we're thinking here, if Overshoot or Cheto have a good performance, that could be the swing factor for this matchup.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
thinking so. That's a fair assessment. Okay. Well, I mean, we've talked about it enough. We're going to jump into the action. It's going to be a hardpoint takeoff to start the series off. This is where it begins. Where it could potentially end is if Eleventy can troll this hardpoint and move it over to a search or destroy. It's going to be a Hackney yard. Game 3, if it does go to distance, if you're a Eleventy fan, you definitely don't want to see this under the case. It's going to be a domination raid, and if we make it that far, then you have known, if you're a Mayhem fan, that your team has secured the bag. They are moving on to the playoffs. We'll see Hollywood Hills tonight or not. We'll find out now as we're going to go ahead and jump right into the action. Game 1 has to be perfection for Eleventy.
I'm going to assume, for the side of Eleventy here, that DDoS season has to be a name change of DDoS to Barbara, right?
No, where would you even get that from?
I mean, I'm reaching here.
You're reaching. That's a reach. That's a large reach. Right now, it's a large reach for P1. The 360 angle that has to be covered for Fountain to be successful is going to be Aramis getting the break, but he's going to be short-lived in that. Now the objective's still going to be picked up. Slack going to be held here for Overshoot. He's being griefed from each and every direction. He's going to get dropped at Lucifer right there. As soon as one drops, another fills the spot. And DST already off to a pretty solid P1 rotation.
We definitely are, but Pallone, with that Holger in hand, one of his favorite weapons, I would say the meta that he performed the best in, was looking for that top red control, but just couldn't quite find it, unfortunately, in this matchup. And that is going to lose them a little bit of an opportunity to maybe deny some time away from the opposition. But right now, DST, they've got a 30-13 lead. Lucifer tags Cheto with a frag grenade. Right now, top frag is Lucifer with 6 on board. The next closest is 4. He actually picks up number 7 before getting dropped by Pallone there, who does find the 2-piece in Eleventy. They found their early break onto the hill, but Overshoot, and we were mentioning, if he has a performance, it could be a game changer. And right now, he's getting some of that objective time locked down for the team.
Yep, here we go. It is halfway through P2. Staircase is occupied. It is 100% Overshoot on the objective. DDoS gets dropped. There it goes. The plays are playing and paying out. Here is Eleventy looking for success on the break. They're going to get shut down. It is P3 bound. We will go here the next 20 seconds. Not before we do our due diligence to close this one out. Is Pallone looking to hold down the bottom side of the staircase. That is not equivalent to any kind of hill time. And you can see it. They're kind of struggling in that department. Eleventy need to find some kind of success. Need to designate some of OBJ time to a few of these players. Obviously, Pallone can't play and slay at the same time in the objective. He's got to be in a position where he can allow this Holger a little bit of time to pre-fire, get rolling, and maximize in order for him to slay out. But right now, I don't think it's a matter of slaying out. I think it's a matter of getting on the objective and staying there.
I mean, hear me out. The way you're playing a Holger in most instances, right? At least in the current meta with the updates, the way that everything has changed, you're almost playing the same role as like an SKS user, right? You're looking to hold those long angles. You're looking to block off rotations from multiple enemies if you can get yourself on an effective heady, and that's the position that we want to see Pallone playing in, right? For the most effect. It's not going to be the greatest option for pushing a hill, but you know what is good for pushing a hill? The Sparrow that he pairs it up with, right? So definitely a lot of opportunity to be an impact here. He's got himself a Predator missile on board. It's not going to be the best tool for a P4 rotation, but when we get into that P1, if they find themselves in a pinch, it could definitely be used to help clear off a point.
Yeah, they're trying to deal with Pallone. They know he's streaking, and you can see he's not going to have any kind of value out of that Predator missile, and that is a tough one to deal with. He gets pushed. He is going to find the kill right there on Lucifer, and that is going to earn him the lightning strike as well as the clutch strike. Well, actually, he already had the lightning in his pocket. Sure enough, he's going to be able to save that one for a rainy day. The Predator missile, just a huge miss, but it did give him a lot of information. It did allow him to know that all 4 players were stacking the hill on that next rotation. However, there's not any kind of info that, you know, wouldn't have been known off of the rotation itself. Right here, it is going to be the break in favor of Eleventy. 14 points advantage now in favor. As the deficit slowly getting shut down. No overshoot. He's having a pretty decent game right now. 13 kills on board with 11. The tag of the objective right now is, you can see, it's going to be slowed down. The contest is in, and Eleventy, they need to battle back in the trenches. They need to get themselves on the hill. And sure enough, 3 players stacking it is a great way to do it.
All right, well, only a couple points separate these two teams right now. You can see that Eleventy, even though they're down, they are giving it their all to make the comeback happen. Pallone, he may have wasted the Predator missile, okay? He made a bad play with the Predator missile. We're going to be honest here. But he's got himself a lightning and a cluster that he can make use on this next hill. Sure enough, the cluster's coming in and finds at least one. And the other kill does go over to his teammate. But this is going to allow them to get on the hill largely uncontested. And he's still got that lightning strike in pocket for potentially another rotation. For Takeoff's sake, hope he saves this lightning strike for a key moment where he either knows he can catch opponents on a rotation or to use it once again to clear off a P1 reset to come, because right now
I think it's gonna have more value for like a budget UAV, right? I know it's a cheeky thing to see, but it's well known in the competitive scene. When you get one of those streaks, you pocket the tablet, you just keep on rolling with it, right? I think it's gonna have more value in that sense than anything on this map alone, because P2, P3, and P4, they're all undercover. You don't really need to use anything like that. And I would be surprised if he does use it a little prematurely. The Predator missile, it's hit or miss, right? You either have success or you don't. And we saw him. He didn't have it. It was a botched one. So having that lightning strike definitely going to have a lot more value as far as UAV purposes. And I know you hate hearing that. I think you just have like a cringe like, oh, God, Vertical, why would you even bring that up? Well, the fact of the matter is that's exactly what it's primarily used for, especially on a map like this.
Yeah, and it is a fairly balanced way to have it happen, right? You do get that UAV, and UAV is banned, and, you know, I always make that argument, you know, it feels wrong to do it, but, I mean, the reality is COD Mobile's not the only COD that has been a factor in. But the downside is while you're using it for that UAV, you are, 1, vulnerable, you're not taking no damn gunfights, and 2, you're not able to make a rotation to help your team. So if you're going to use it, you've got to be quick, you've got to be concise. And that is a downside that I think at least makes it to the point where I'm not throwing my hat in the ring like, no, take this out. Which, not that anybody listens to me, but I would still make a fight about it if I really wanted to.
Yeah, if you really want it. Right now, I think we need to make a fight about it. Listen in some comms now as we see the P3 rotations coming through. 11, either stacking the objective. They got the TAC 5. Let's go ahead and hear the tunes and tones of the Eleventy players now as they're buckling up for a comeback here on this P3 rotation.
All right, let's go.
Otro secret, uno secret, una bala, bueno, atrás de ti. Secret respawnearon, secret respawnearon.
Principal.
Estuneados en mid.
Otro secret.
Muerto secret.
Va uno por medio, va uno por mid.
Uno médico.
Secret, una bala, güey. Secret, una bala.
Ey, por mid. Tocado mid.
No, secret, es machine secret,
Trae arco.
todos estuneados luego.
Escalera rojo, escalera rojo.
Ya roten, güey. Son 15 segundos.
Muerto medio.
Hay uno tocado en next, güey.
No, yo no topo rojo, no topo rojo, no topo rojo, no topo rojo.
Topa azul, Ani, pelón.
No topo rojo, no topo rojo.
Ah, puta madre, güey. Topa azulani, topa azulani. Están 4 en puntos.
Va uno por rojo.
Hardpoint locked down.
¿Tunea en ventana, Alex?
Alright, I stayed in just a second longer than you, Verdict. And I'm gonna be honest. It's because I wanted to hear how long the silence was. I wanted to know how long it was gonna
be. Did I get disconnected? No, I did not.
No, it just got... Yeah, what on earth was that?
I mean, this is a team that's fighting for a 2-0 opportunity to close out and make a playoff run, and DST, they're playing the gatekeeper role oh so well here in game number 1, 207 and counting now as the P3 break came through early. The P4 rotation looking solid too. They have extended their lead, and here comes Ovi with the guns, the Predator missile. He finds 2 on the shot. Much more successful than Pallone was earlier. And has Pallone used that lightning strike yet? He has not. Key information to know.
Listen, after he just chucked the Predator missile into the wall for no reason, I'm gonna be glad that he still has it, because he's gotten that opportunity to use it as a UAV, as you mentioned. And now when we're going into this P1 reset, here it comes. That's an opportunity to force opponents back. He does only pick up 1, but it allows them to make that break into the hill. They've got an opportunity now to regain some ground. I'm not saying the comeback is guaranteed, but it does give them at least a window to keep DST from being a P2 hardpoint where they've only got to get some trickle to win.
We've taken the lead.
Speaking of trickle, I'm thinking we trickle on down to the DST squad now as their VC listen-ins. Yeah, I'm very cringe. You know what? Just do it.
I love it. I love it, though.
For the side of DST, see if they can close this puppy out.
Obi, ayúdame un poquito más punto. Ayúdame un poquito más punto.
Tickets.
Ticket, Obi, ticket. Otro más secret. Tope estadio.
Topa amarillo.
Muerto top estadio. ¿Y quién trae?
Uno va para ticket. Vamos.
Vamos, calma, papi, cálmense.
Tienen spawn. Te están pushando,
Son dos. Dentro de gradas,
Uno por ticket. Tickets atrás.
Sí, tengo ticket atrás.
Ticket aniquiladora, atrás. Blue.
No, me mató aniquilador, pero entro por la puerta.
Tranca, tranquilidad. A ver, vamos, con humo.
Muerto uno punto.
Bueno, ticket, aniquiladora, te va para abajo amarillo.
Ani tickets, no mames,
Uno
güey.
top
Ani ticket.
Dos puntos.
Tenemos spawn.
No, cabrón, ahí, arriba, tocadito. Vamos, papi, vamos.
Hay uno a la derecha, Aramis, hay uno a la derecha, güey.
Un tiro. Vamos.
Uno en punto tocado. Vamos.
Otro más, son dos tocados, tuneados. Otro más.
Arco.
Figuro trophy,
No mames, Arco está una bala, son 4 pendejos.
Te pushó.
Sí, cabrón.
Vamos, nuevo.
Otro más.
Contemos.
Ahí, Nate.
No te bajes.
Está aquí en punto.
Murió otro.
Lots of life in those comms. You could certainly hear the frustration as Eleventy have brought this game super close.
Woo, baby, we're getting into the thick of it. It is now or never here. The P4 or P3 rotations need to be solid. Guess what? Eleventy, nobody's home. Nobody's there to contest. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Ovi Shoot drops a 40 bomb, and we mentioned it earlier. Who's the player that's got to stand out for this team to make sure that they close this out? Well, Ovi Shoot, he rises to the occasion. He drops a 40 piece. They call him 40 bomb Ovi, right? Oh my God, the pain, the devastation. If you're a Mayhem fan, you're jumping in your seats right now. If you're an Eleventy fan, you're punching air. Tough. This is where it came down to, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Eleventy's shot at a playoff berth. It's out the window. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, again, if you're an Eleventy fan in chat, you're probably feeling down. If you're a Mayhem fan, you are just giddy right now, because that does bring out Eleventy's run to knock Mayhem down the standings. before this matchup began was a 20-point difference. Eleventy at 65, Mayhem at 85 in that number 6 spot. Eleventy, they had the head-to-head, so if they came through with this 2-0 victory, they could have tied, they could have found the way. But with DST finding that one, the most Eleventy can get is 15. So Mayhem, congratulations on that playoff spot. Hopefully we'll still see some good gameplay out of Eleventy and DST for the matchup to come. And hopefully we'll get a game 3 just to show that everybody's still here fighting, because that was a great game for Eleventy despite the outcome, right? I mean, it was looking like DST was going to start rolling ahead, and every time that was the case, Eleventy punched right back.
Yeah, well, the punches are coming through in chat. You can already see Mayhem fans. They're letting their excitement be known. They don't give a damn about DST now. It doesn't matter. They've done that one game damage, and that's all that is needed to be felt for them to feel a little bit of relief, a little bit of sign of, they've still got plenty of work to go, and playoffs are right around the corner. They've got a shot now, and Eleventy doesn't. So that relief certainly being felt by them. And I think I saw Coach Jim actually put something in chat. He says, "I love you, legend." And, I could just see it right there. I mean, he puts it in all caps, legend, and that's the emphasis, right? They are legends, and especially into the Mayhem eyes.
And then he says that Munoping is a better version of Space. Savage.
Interesting.
Savage. Listen, Zim is like equal parts love and roast. He's going to hype you up 1 second, then he's going to kick you in the knees, okay?
Yeah. Don't gas me up. Don't gas us up, Zim. Oh,
right.
Boy.
Well, we are going to be gearing up for our search and destroy on Hackney Yard for DST and Eleventy. Are DST going to come through and close things out in 2? Or Eleventy are going to come through and possibly show us, hey, our playoff run may be over, but we're going to take this fight to the end. Maybe give us that game 3, that raid domination to finish things off. And, we'll have to see. I will say that Wero has been a key factor for Eleventy in that, we've made note many, many times that if he has a good game in the Hardpoint, he's probably going to have a good game in the search. Homie came through top frag, or tied top frag with Alexei at 34 kills for the team. And Ovi Shoot, as you mentioned, did come through with that 40 bomb. So big game for Ovi. And Cheto put up 20. DDoS only came through with 17. So Cheto not having a breakout performance that, with a 33-point game, you had 8 kills to Cheto and 5 kills to DDoS. Maybe that's a different outcome, right?
Well, I guess we never know. Right now, the game's over. The playoff berth is out the window, and right now we're just playing for fun as we move on to our game number 2. You can hear, yeah, that's right. That's the train tracks going off at Hackney Yard as we are gearing up for it. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump out one more time. You can see Eleventy, they have peeled off. Everyone has dipped out of the lobby, and we're going to give this a puppy a second shot here in a second.
All right, well, as you guys can see, we are not kidding. We do have to get a restart on the search and destroy lobby. And hopefully we'll be back in it here momentarily. I can fix something on my end. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Why is my search and destroy video file for Hackney Yard not loading?
Trying to tell us something.
Yeah, right?
It's trying to tell us that we should just get off for the night and be done.
We can't do that.
Oh, yeah, we can't do that. No, not at all.
Well, I reselected the file, and hopefully it just works this time. It defaulted.
How come I never have issues like this, and you always have issues like this?
I don't know. My OBS, sometimes I just gotta, reselect a source. Like my mic the other day.
You've got a 3070. You have no excuses.
3070 doesn't run my OBS.
So? Oh, it's the operator of the OBS that it's not your 3070.
It's probably absolutely an operator error.
100%.
I got it fixed, I think, I hope. That's usually what I have to do. So my mic the other day, it was picking up the quadcast, right?
Yeah.
Well, it said that the mic was quadcast, but it wasn't actually getting anything. I switched it back to something else, and then switched it back to the quadcast, and everything was fine after that, so. We have reset it, and hopefully it'll just take care of it.
I heard Alt F4 also works for that too and fixes pretty much everything. Well, there's not going to be any dashboarding here. We are certainly going to be jumping right back into the action again. As we mentioned, it is the lovely Yard of Hackney all the way over across the bridge and or across the pond. Sure enough, we're going to see all the action and more now as, again, we're playing for fun. We'll see if Eleventy can play better with a little less stress. The hardpoint was certainly strong, but not strong enough to find himself in a 2-0 predicament. Right now, it is going to be starting. There we go. The train's going to be taken off. It's going to be gone. And here we are, round number 1. I'm on board with Lucifer, but I am also very tempted to go ahead and go back to anybody who is sniping at this point. On this map, if a good sniper is hard to come across.
I'm going to stick on Overshoot. You'd mentioned that, you know, he was one of the players that needed a good performance. He's typically a sniper for this team, and he had a banging hardpoint performance. So, I'm hoping he'll give us a little bit of flashy, but you know what? The rest of the team did the flashy for him. It's now Palone and Cheto left alone in a 2 versus 3. Big rotation from Palone. 3 kill on Lucifer. Not in time to get the bomb stopped. Aramis with the slide.
That's tough, bro. He plays that a little differently. He has maybe a slightly different outcome, maybe in which he stays alive. Right there, he peeks around the corner, and Cheto, he's nowhere in sight to get a refrag there, as Aramis is going to be able to get the kill. And now it's all on Cheto in the 1v2 scenario. He's going to be spotted. Aramis, he is a man amongst legends right here. It is him getting the 2-piece. The last few kills coming his way. And first round, solid looking for DST.
Destroy the objective. We got the bomb.
Hello?
Oh. Yep, that was my bad. That was my bad. But I'm still very sad that I didn't get to catch these guys when they were op 34. They were obviously a upcoming team. You got to cast literally all of it. And I wish I would have personally got to see their skill grow, because obviously they were already a baller team in the qualifiers, right?
Did Wero just get an ace, or was that a 4-piece? That was an ace.
Was it?
He just dropped the 5-piece, and he shut down A. It was a Wero show, and we were nowhere in sight to spectate.
I didn't even realize it was all him.
That was all him. I don't think he had a single kill in the first round, and he cleaned up A so quickly. It happened before our eyes, and we didn't even notice it.
Then Overshoot finds a 2-piece. Does take him down, so that's a big one to take down. We mentioned that Wero's a nut in Search and Destroy. I'm rewatching it back on the stream right now. I'll clarify if it was an ace or not. Legend picks up the final kill on Cheto. Gonna be a 2-1. Yeah, I mean, that all happened so fast. There were so many people there, I didn't even realize it was all his kills.
4-piece.
He's got one with a grenade.
Freaking goat, bro. What a freak show.
I thought some of them were assists. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. There's a 3-piece. Yeah, that's an ace. The first one was a grenade. Oh my goodness, Wero. I didn't even notice, man.
We're going to have to go back and clip that for him. That was a legendary performance right here for him. Obviously, his performances aren't going to go in vain, other than the fact that they can't compete for money after this. This is Search and Destroy at its finest. This is pure joy right here. It's Palone last alive. Overshoot makes sure he's not going to be a factor. That's 3 rounds down to 1. Wero's ace doesn't go unnoticed, but, I mean, in a game like this, does it really matter? Maybe for content.
Maybe for content. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I've now, like, technically watched that round twice. Did I catch that all from Wero's perspective?
No, you did not. You didn't catch the nade.
I didn't catch the nade, but I caught the 4-piece, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't catch any of it, actually. I think you caught the last little bit of the trickle. That's very sad.
I feel bad. I feel so
Feels
bad.
bad. Yeah, well, Wero, here you go, bro.
Oh, holy shoot. Nice shot. Comes through the big one onto Alex. They might find Cheto here, too. Closes it out. Big round for Overshoot here. And DST, they lead 4-1. Eleventy, I don't know if you can expect Wero to ace every round.
But they're going to have to, because at this point, they just have not found their wits about him. As a matter of fact, I don't think Weto's actually found but 1 kill since then. So one hit wonder, certainly not. We're looking for some more as we flip sides. Maybe a different outcome now as the A push comes through. Cheto able to find first blood for the team. Makes it 1-for-1. It's Palone that's dropped in return now as we see. Push through the backside. Spawns are compromised. 3 players making the look that rotates through. Brian's going to be a casualty. DDoS. Weto combined for 2. And the God tier nade shot lands. Now it's all on Legend and Aramis in the 2v3. The bomb's going to go down. DDoS. He escapes, but it's a sliver of hell. Doesn't need to be much, though, to stay alive. Is 40 seconds left on the clock now. Here comes the push from DST.
All right, well, we've got a big lockdown.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Did you watch that from Legend's perspective?
I watched it from the receiving end. I was confused.
But I watched it from Legend's perspective. He literally banged the hell out of that wall, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I watched it from the receiving end. We didn't miss that, but that's,
I am so lost and confused. The Mag 10 can bang through that little shed or that little gate. I'm done. I don't know if I can recover from seeing that.
Defend the objectives. The enemy has the bomb.
Wow.
Wow. That, I didn't even know you could wallbang that spot. I don't
Look like a chainsaw coming through. Oh, my Legend.
Well, this is starting to look like it is over. Eleventy, they've got 3 on board. They still have Wero, so, I mean, anything's possible, right? Wero does find 1. That brings it a little bit closer. Oh, but he gets taken down by Aramis. This is another one of the players that you had mentioned was going to be a solid player for the lineup, and sure enough, he's got 7 on board. Legend's got 7. Ovishoot's got 5. Brian's on 6. Kind of frying right now. Palone finds a big kill, but gets taken down, and Ovishoot finds last one on to Cheto. And the 6-1 win does come through for the side of Eleventy.
I just really want to go
DST.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Whoa. Mayhem's like, no way. Ain't no way they 2-0. You're wrong.
Listen, I was rewatching it again.
Oh,
I was rewatching that round again.
We need to go back and live stream what the hell that wallbang was. Like, I watched it from Legend's perspective, and I was like, okay, he knows the guy's there, right? So he's got the intel. And all of a sudden, he just starts ripping shots through the wall with the MAC-10, and I was just in such a weird predicament because I'm like, dude, am I spectating, someone doing the thing? No, it's not. It's a little cheeky spot through the wall, and I was just like, what the hell? I feel like we have to go back and rewatch that at some point. Maybe we just clip it and show chat. I don't know. Bro, I am just as confused as probably the person that got wallbanged.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could shoot through that spot. I don't think you can in console COD. So like that's another one of those instances where COD Mobile is just it's a different beast in its own right. But at the end of the day, it's DST. They come through with the 2-0 victory over Eleventy. Obviously, the Hardpoint shut down Eleventy's chance of getting into the playoffs. They're obviously very much still in the running in the LATAM scene, and I fully expect Eleventy to bounce back next season of North American Mobile Mayhem and be a contending force, right? They had some major roster issues this season, right? It started off really, really rough for them. They certainly looked better as things went on, but they didn't have a consistent starting 5, right? It was like every week we were seeing, 2 different players playing. Obviously, it got discovered that one of their players was underage early on, and that was one of their biggest players. So like they've had their own share of issues to face, and I certainly expect with a team with the reputation like Eleventy, with the skill like players of Wero, Palone, Alexei, I'm certainly just expecting big things out of them in the future.
Well, we expect some big things out of this playoff berth that we've seen. It was some high hopes for some of these teams that turned some quick lows. Obviously, we started the night off, and it looked like Xplicit had a sure run for a contingent playoff spot. Obviously, their dreams get shattered. Eleventy also in that realm of trying to figure out where they're going to fit in. Obviously, they had an opportunity to 2-0 DST. They couldn't close it out, and sure enough, DST, they're the number 1 team in LATAM for a reason. Obviously, they have a top 4 seed. And their name should be right there exactly where they left off, right? That's 4 teams with 100-plus points in NA. And I got to say, This is certainly making for a spicy playoff run. What are those brackets looking like, Dave?
The brackets I don't think we have ready, but we can throw up the standings. I'll check on the brackets.
I think it should be like 1 and 2, 1 up top, 2 down low. 1 gets to play the winner of 3 and 6, and then 2 gets to play the winner of 4 and 5. Or maybe it's the flip side. I don't know. I don't know how NA does it. NA is completely different than EU. EU plays a little bit. And we do get word bracket is done 100%.
Oh, cool.
Make sure you have sound on that source, on that scene too, bro.
I'm actually checking that right now. We got Mike,
yeah, there you
we've
go.
got Discord. Perfect. So here are your guys' final standings. Tribe in first place, Goofy Goobers in second, Zygnus in third, DST in fourth, Upper Echelon come through in number 5, and the NYSL Mayhem round out that number 6 spot. Down from there, we had a couple other teams that had some great performances. Listen, I'm going to give pretty much everybody credit here. Xplicit, they played their hearts out all season. They were 5 points short of finding their way in. Eleventy, again, we just talked about them having their own difficulties that they face, but we certainly expect them to come back in next season and put on a show for us. Wicked, I think one of the most exciting challengers teams to ever come through.
It was Xplicit, sorry.
But I don't give a damn if Xplicit came through challengers. They were all players that were returning Mobile Mayhem players. Wicked
yeah, but they were also challenger players too, so that's kind of a factor.
Yeah, but we're really looking at the rookie aspect of it, right? Like Xplicit is a team that should have
reckless
been
for rookie to split, maybe. No, Alex say was pretty damn solid.
I think they were both pretty solid. I think they'll both be in the running for that for sure. And Vandals, they have players that definitely showed they had some talent. They found some success in some of their search and destroys. And, I hope those players don't give up, right? I hope they continue to push themselves. I hope they continue to grow their skills. And I hope we get to see them come back and maybe have some better performances in the future. So, big shout out to all the teams for coming through. Congratulations to the top 6 who make it to the playoffs. And we do have that bracket available. Quarterfinals, we're going to have DST versus Upper Echelon to start things off. The winner of that matchup...
So that's a 4-5 matchup right there.
That is the 4-5 matchup. You are correct. So they will go on to face Tribe. The winner will go on to face Tribe. And then for the lower half of the bracket, we'll have the 3-6 matchup, which is Zygnus versus Mayhem. And they will obviously be going on to face off against the Goofy Goobers, who respectively have their bye for getting that number 2 spot. And from there, we'll determine a grand finalist and a third place finalist, or matches, rather. So definitely should be exciting. Make sure you guys come back next week for that. And I think that's pretty much it from me, Verdict.
I think that's it too. I think with Bobby, hopefully he gets to feeling better. Should be back on pace to cast Tuesday. I think that might be it for me in NA. I think if it's anything like EU, we're going to see the 24th, 26th, and then the 31st for the finals.
I can pull it up right now.
And also for the third place matchup. Again, that's contingent upon, what the schedule's looking like. But if this is the last time
24th and 26th. So
we don't have a 31st day?
Nope.
Interesting. Why do we have a 31st day? Ronan's throwing, bro.
I don't know.
This is 100% guaranteed that I will not be back for NA this season, though, because if Bobby feels better, it should be Bobby for Tuesday. And of course, he would never miss the grand finals.
Yeah, it depends. The reason he casted grand finals last season, he didn't intend to, but then the plans that he had canceled. So I don't know what his schedule's looking like. I also don't know what his current status on health's looking like. Obviously, he was streaming today, so I'm hoping he's feeling all right at least. And obviously everybody make sure you wish Bobby that he's feeling better, because we would like to see him be able to come back and certainly have those casts next week. It's been a long season, and we've had, maybe in my opinion, Verdict, quite possibly the most competitive season that we've ever had in North America.
For NA, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean we've had the most teams. This is the most teams we've ever seen, like in a position in the last week where we had like 6 teams that all could have made it in, and even they're down to the wire. It's a 10-point difference between 7th and 5th. It's only 5 to 6th. So Great showing from NA, and you know, we hope to see you guys come back next week. Gonna give a real quick shout out to the admins as always, who do all the hard work on the back end. Big shout out to my super bottish but super gorgeous co-caster Verdict. Verdict.
Here we go.
Big shout out to all the teams. And of course, the players and content creators that came through with the raid. Super, I know you don't play, but you raid us anyway. That is much appreciated, brother. Love you guys so much. And the biggest shout out has to go to the viewers, because you guys coming through, showing up every week, watching these games is what allows us to keep doing this. So thank you all so very much, and we'll see you guys next week.